You ready, Jonesy?
I'm always ready.
You ready, Tommie?
Yes, I am ready.
Welcome back, Tommie.
You ready in the back, Shania?
Glad
Jay?
to be back.
Yes, sir.
And you know it's Big Sexy T.
Yeah.
Hello, Culture family. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you're on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in and make sure you leave us a rating. This is episode 104. We got our guy back with us, Tommie. Welcome back to the pod, Tommie.
What up?
Welcome back, man. You know, last time we reminisce about how I whooped your ass in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, I was glad to show my kids that.
They watched the whole episode?
Yeah, well,
That
most of
is
it.
funny.
They
Okay.
ain't believe that I can fight. Now my son think that I'm an expert fighter. He asked me
my
the other day,
God.
can I teach him how to fight?
You ain't did that already?
Nah, my kids private school. Well, they used to be private school kids. So
That's even more the reason. Private school kids are fucking hell.
nah, they innocent.
Okay. I seen you got a grown ass son. You got kids.
No, okay, it's
You
funny
grown
you
as
say that.
fuck.
Nah, so that's my nephew. He looked exactly like me, and for years people thought that was my son.
Oh man, you definitely could have kept up with the lie. I definitely wouldn't have been mad if you kept up with the lie. You
Do
popped
he
my
got a
bubble.
daddy in his life?
Yeah, he got that good
well,
dad
I
in
was
his
like,
life.
you definitely could have kept it up then. He ain't got a dad in his life.
That's great.
Well, if you are new to Tommie's face and seeing him on the pod, make sure you go check out his guest episode, which was episode 77. It was a great episode. Learn a bit more about Tommie and his story. But for this episode, he's here with the squad. We got a bunch of stuff on the agenda today. We're going to get right to it.
Tommie got some shit, man. You came in here swinging, bro. We can't just skip over that. Like, this ain't finna be, you finna go into the church announcements and shit. Nah, bro, we got to get back to that, bro.
Okay. So, Tommie, catch us up, man. 'Cause it's been a minute.
Tell us what you can
And you
tell
came in
us.
loud as hell.
Yeah. We don't want to get no one in trouble, but tell us what you can tell us.
No, life is great, man. You know what I'm saying? You experience things and you go through different processes, man, and you learn to just accept certain things. And it's a beautiful thing when you can just live in harmony and peace, and when you can accept the new realities of your life, right?
Facts. Change is good.
So one of the things that I'm celebrating that I'm actually excited about is my ex-wife is getting married this weekend.
Let's go,
Congratulations.
man.
Yeah.
Shout out, wife. That's your BM too, right?
Yeah, that's the mother of my children.
There we go.
Love
BM
wins.
getting
Yeah,
married. Love wins.
And I've been steady on this pace of like trying to create this thing like, hey, ain't no animosity. I want the best for you. So,
Right.
I celebrate that, man. The kids are in the wedding as well or whatever. I got a story to tell. I tell at some point that the guy that she's actually marrying, me and him didn't see eye to eye. We probably still don't, but I had a moment of like just humility to like try to wave the white flag.
Yeah, because he in your kid's life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's real cool that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, y'all either gotta have that one talk or have that one fight first, and then after that, y'all cool.
Yeah, preferably to talk because
Definitely to talk.
Yeah,
No
we
violence.
don't want to see you out here fighting.
yeah, I
Definitely
can't go
want
to
to.
jail.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't,
You won't go to jail?
a front yard fist fight. You ain't going to jail over that.
Jonesy, stop condoning things.
You know how many front yard fist fights I've been in? You just go home. Somebody talk shit about the other person on Facebook.
Funny thing is, my son, I remember, so I had a whole bunch of surgeries in the past 3 years or whatever, because I got terrible legs. So my son used to be like, Dad, like, I don't want you to fight.
Pause.
What?
What I miss?
What you say?
What I
He
say?
said I got terrible legs. That's not pause.
Niggas have bad legs, bro. A paraplegic can say the same thing. You ain't gonna pause him. During Men's Mental Health Month. See, that's why I say I'm the only progressive person on this pod, bro.
Voice it out.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I can tell your story, my bad.
So,
I think
damn,
you have great legs.
that's a pause. That's
I think
definitely a pause.
I'm not getting it.
But anyway, so, you know what I'm saying? My son was like, and that's one of the things that kind of drove me to like kind of want to have peace in that situation, even though it's still up there for certain things. My son was like, man, Dad, like, don't fight, this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. So, I went through all my surgeries, went through rehab and everything like that. So I got my legs back.
Right.
And my son was like, Yeah, you can fight him now, Dad.
I didn't want to see it. Your son didn't want to see you get your ass
Yeah,
beat.
that's what it was.
Because he knew, he like, man, Pop's going in there with a handicap. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk some sense into bro.
Yeah. Is he
so-
good at math? Your son?
At what?
With math?
Oh yeah, my son's a genius,
Yeah,
man. That
yeah.
kid is probably one of the smartest kids I know.
Yeah,
I ain't
he-
just saying
he-
that because he's my son.
No,
but like,
no.
legit,
I
like,
asked for a reason because he definitely did calculations.
for
He
real.
did some calculus.
Right,
Make sure
probability and
if X is my daddy and Y is his legs, it's gonna equal ass beat.
Right.
Yeah, he had to make
He
sure
should not
he's
get in
gonna-
this situation at all, buddy.
Well, it's nice to have you back, my guy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna let you brush over this shit. I'm not gonna let you brush over it.
I
So you
was.
let me know if you ain't ready yet, because
I'm
I
not
will if
ready.
you're not.
I'm not
Okay, we
ready.
ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna
See,
do it.
I got you, bro. It's Men's Mental Health Month. We got to beat up for
Right.
each
Y'all
other.
not-
I got you, Tommy.
Ever since
you know,
Jonesy walked in today, he keep blaming all his misfortunes on it being men's mental.
but it's Men's Mental Health Month.
Did you know that it was Men's Mental Health Month before?
Well,
getting
he
here
watched the
today?
Yes.
episode, so he at least
okay.
knew.
And June is always Men's Mental Health Month. What you mean?
Did you know that?
I found out it was Men's Mental Health Month actually yesterday watching
Okay.
a
clip.
TikTok clip.
Okay.
It was a guy that was on there. And he was like, "Man, it's Pride Month as well as Men's Mental Health Month."
Yeah.
Right?
And he was like, "It's absolutely okay to call up one of your brothers and tell him, hey man, it's okay that you gay."
Yeah.
And that was like the end of it. It was supposed to be like a joke.
Yeah, you know, shout out all our gay niggas too. We could
Y'all think that was
celebrate.
strategic?
We could celebrate our mental health and celebrate our gay niggas too. You know,
Yeah, you think that was strategic to have Men's Mental Health Month and Pride in the same month?
I don't know.
I think it was an accident. Just like don't nobody know that it's Father's Day tomorrow. Like,
Yeah, like it's just one of them things where
oh
it's
shoot,
like
we forgot.
Yeah.
we need to do this, so just do what makes sense. If somebody's like June, yeah, and then you just go. It wasn't no thought into it. It was just one of them things where it's like when your parents buy you a car and you 16 and it's like, here, you don't have a choice, but you like, shit, we got one.
What's up, Jay?
I think because it is Father's Day, it's like let's just make it in June, so
Right.
people
That
can
makes
start
sense too.
remembering.
Right, let's throw everything. We get Christmas, we get the socks, the barbecue sauce, and
The golf club.
it's just got stuff that don't even go together. For me, hey, just going to the little dollar aisle, grabbing stuff, just throwing it in the car. They just throw everything together. That's how they treat fathers.
Okay.
I did.
Hey,
get
what's some
like-
gifts you received from your family as a
Wait.
father?
Wait, Jay, what you just gonna say?
I was just about to mention a gift. Like I got like some like barbecue stuff as a gift. I
don't
never
even
used
grill.
it, and I do grill, but it's just stuff I wouldn't use. So
They was
it's like,
giving your ass a hint. Like, hey, bro, it's been a minute.
That's a great
Been a
rebuttal
minute.
now. Every time you go, like a WNBA post get posted, you can see all the men in the comments. Get back in the kitchen. Get on that fucking grill. That's my rebuttal. Yeah.
Hey, what's some of the worst gifts you got from your family?
I haven't got any bad gifts, but I haven't gotten any gifts from my kids in the last 5 years. Now that I think about it,
Well, damn.
nah, my kids, they normally like they don't know it'd be Father's Day. Then they remember that my daughter will go and draw something real quick and give it to me.
They
Or
don't
whatever.
do nothing in school no
And
more.
my son, you know what? They
don't bring art
Yeah.
I just
projects
thought
home?
about that.
School be out.
Well, yeah, school
Yes,
be out.
Oh, yeah, school do be out for Father's
Ooh.
Day. You
They
right.
lucky. They probably still wouldn't do it anyway.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. You don't think they would have did it if school was still going?
I don't think the school would have did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
School probably would have
Listen,
did.
my
I
kids.
remember doing shit for Mother's Day at school.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
nothing-
Yeah,
can't
but
remember
Mother's Day,
doing
yeah.
it
Because
for Father's
we
Day.
Yeah.
summer break. So I feel like if we do it on Mother's Day, they would not do it for Father's Day.
I've never made a macaroni picture for my dad ever. Do you hear me? Like it's just
Because he
never-
wasn't in school.
But that is like for real. Come on now. They could have had us do it before it was let out. Like
no, work like
I knew it was Mother's Day 2 months before it was Mother's Day.
Why?
I knew it was Father's Day like last week.
So
Oh, God.
what announcements let you know it was Mother's Day?
Target, Walmart.
It's always a
Dollar.
jewelry commercial.
The
Yeah.
The stores.
It's in February. Get
Yeah.
your mother.
Yeah.
Gift your mother the great fucking
and I've
whatever
been
the
seeing
fuck.
a lot of men share this, saying that don't nobody fucking care about Father's Day. And I want you all to know that this is about money. And it ain't about what y'all fucking care about. It's about money. Women spend the most bread.
You right.
Y'all
the
don't
number one
fucking spend
spenders.
bread on shit. So why are we trying to cater to y'all in our stores if y'all not going to come in and buy?
I think if they did the right marketing behind it, men would, people would buy. Mothers, well, nah, they wouldn't buy nothing for they, especially if they beefing
Thank
with
you.
their
Keep
baby daddy.
it going. Y'all gonna answer your own questions.
Yeah, it would be pointless to push Father's Day stuff, and women are the number one buyers.
Yes.
And if they
Y'all don't
like,
go to concerts unless it's somebody you really glazing. Y'all don't.
Pause. Not pause, like pause, but pause. Did y'all see the Chris Brown
yes,
the meetup with the dudes now doing it or whatever?
Yeah. I thought you just proved my point. Yes. I had looked up what was the origin of Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Month. So Men's Mental Health Month started in 1994 when a Kansas Senator, Bob Dole, introduced a bill that was passed by Congress to bring awareness to early detection and treatment of health conditions in men. Since 1994, many health problems in men have only become worse.
Wow.
That's crazy.
According to the Kansas Medical Center, University of Kansas Medical Center. Pride Month began after the Stonewall riots. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's a series of gay liberation protests. And so that's when Pride started.
So Pride been
in
going
1969.
Yeah.
So it was before Men's Mental Health.
69.
That's great. Learn something new every day.
What's up with the coincidences today?
So look, man, it took for y'all to ask for change. Y'all gotta want it for yourself.
See that? And
It's too much. All right, man. Let's talk about this shit, man.
Keep going.
It's too
go
much
ahead,
grifting around men's mental health.
It's too much what?
Grifting? I think
Grifting?
I'm saying that word right.
Okay.
Grifting?
Yeah.
Niggas not like, it's like, oh, let me do this because it looks cool and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I done been in some of them spaces, bro. Mm-hmm. All that shit cap, bro.
Okay.
All that shit cap. It's a grifting opportunity to where a motherfucker go, yeah, man, I had a bad day.
Yeah.
Shit, I had a bad day too.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna keep having bad days.
Trauma
and then
sales.
exactly, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, let me get the fuck out of here, bro.
It depends, man. Because I've been in spaces where like it's legit. Like in most cases, men just like we don't have the avenue to like just be like, hey, man, my life is like shit right now and I don't know what to do or whatever, because you know society tells us put your big boy pants on, keep going, don't cry, don't whatever, but we don't have those moments to like just, hey man, I'm weak right now. So for me, having those spaces, they have been very powerful for me, because then it removes this idea of, man, it's just me, I'm going through this, other dudes going through this too, and then we can talk through like what you doing to get through that, what you doing, and it works for me. But I get your point too, because I know it's some dudes out there, they just be talking just to
It's
be
so
talking.
much grifting, bro.
Yeah.
That shit not real.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
You
is your
also know
problem. This is your super big problem, bro. You a hoe.
Who creating those events that you feel like have been grifting?
Who?
Yeah, what's the sex?
Okay, because I was finna say, you really want me to do the who and the hoe?
No, not the name.
Okay.
But what's the sex?
Yeah, men, male.
Okay. All right, because they have recognized that trauma sells, and I can prey on you.
Right, and I can profit and
Yeah,
gain, and
incompetence.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Because mental health ain't nothing you should, you know what I'm saying, play with like that.
all.
Especially if you a black dude grifting on other black dudes' mental health. Like, you a hoe.
Yeah.
And these the niggas we need to beat on.
Yes. Yes. No comment. Nothing else I got.
Like, go crash the event, bro.
I have a lot of pent up frustration and anger towards men right now.
Okay.
I have my gripes with certain women, but the idea of men is right now, because of this month. And I don't know how many episodes we got to put out and bring multiple men on, because I've run a lot of men on this fucking pod.
Right.
For you to realize that this is us advocating for your mental health. Yeah. How do you need from me and the men like, hey, my life great as fuck. I don't got no issues, no problems. I'm a millionaire. You can do it, I can do it. For them to be like, you brought a great man on, and this motherfucker like really spoke to me. We had somebody from the last episode that dropped where I did ask my homie how's his mental health, talked about men's mental health being this month, And you had a man in the comments saying, it'll be nice if you show some good men or good experiences. Let me go to his exact.
And it's like, nigga, it's right here.
It's like we're
right
all here.
there.
It's not perfect.
See,
like,
you know what it is? A lot of people don't understand the duality of the human experience when it comes like, yo, I can have like mental health, like I can be tripping, like going through whatever I'm going through and still be okay in other areas.
Yeah.
So we think that like the moment that you talk about your mental health, everything in your life is just going bad.
Yeah.
Like for me in the situation, I'm good in every area, but I have an area in my life with my oldest daughter who I don't see. I'm like that. That's still a trigger for me or whatever. But in every other space, I'm good. But when it comes to my daughter, like it bothers me. I have moments where, you know, I'm not good. I cry and stuff like that. But every other aspect of my life is good. And we feel like the moment we talk about any weakness, that means that we're entirely weak.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And then that creates a barrier for the man. Every time that happens to him, he's going to express himself. He's less likely to express himself.
Yeah.
You might have the most expressive man 2021, 2024, he don't want to say shit now.
don't say nothing.
Because every time he's tried to express like, hey, this went left or this went bad or this how I'm feeling now, people treated him like he was the, you know what I'm saying, the hurt child. You can't do shit, you worthless. And it's like, nah, like I can still get up, go take my ass to work. I can still wash my ass.
Yeah.
But this part of my life is something's up here.
Yeah.
And I'm voicing it and we should just focus on this.
Yeah. And a lot of men, because it is new for them to advocate for themselves and just talk about their feelings, they don't understand that certain stuff come behind doing it. And because we women have been doing this all our lives, we know what could happen if I go to you and say, hey, my boyfriend just smacked the shit out of me. You might say, well, what you do? Or, you know, you might victim blame. And that comes behind expressing yourself. You might have reactions or responses to you expressing yourself that you do not like. And it's going to hurt your feelings. And that doesn't mean that every fucking other person will respond like that. That person did, and that's just a part of the process of finding your safe spaces. They don't understand that. If you go to that first person, all right, fuck it, ain't nobody out here for men. Everybody hate men, you know. Yeah, like it don't work like that. You got to find your spaces.
Yeah, I get so much slack for talking about divorce.
Can you hold the mic closer?
I get so much slack for talking about divorces that no matter what I say, people always revert, oh man, you still bitter about your ex, you still ain't over that. I'm like, nah, I'm past it. I'm just sharing my experience. I just released a book called I Hate My Wife. And I was sharing the context of the book yesterday at breakfast with this guy. And we just talking about the book. And I'm talking about parts of my book. And he says to me, man, you know, and you can tell in all sincerity, he really believed that what he was saying was right. He was like, man, like, just make sure you healed all the way over your ex. I'm like, dude, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm just saying, man, because you know, you still talking about, no, bro, like I'm good. I'm sharing my experience. And a lot of times that's really the response for most people. Anytime you talk about that, in their mind, oh man, he's still hurt or he's still this. Like, nah, I'm good. This is just an experience that I'm sharing with you.
We don't know what that look like.
Right. So that's kind of like the landscape of men's mental health. Is like if we share any part of it, it's like, oh man, he's still messed up,
especially after a breakup, because it's expected for you to be like on some fuck that bitch shit. I hate her, I'll kill her. But you over and you like, all right, this would happen from top to bottom. It's completely different, but we not used to seeing it delivered in a sensible, logical way. What's up, Shania? It look like you was finna say something.
I don't know. Just from hearing him like explain everything about how he was just like, man, he's probably still feeling a way about, or he's not completely healed. I think that also like uncovers their weaknesses, or like they're afraid of their, you know, fears being uncovered in front of them too. Like
they're projecting.
Okay, he's able to do that in front of me. What am I gonna look like if I do the same thing?
It's funny.
Yeah. What's gonna happen when I go through a divorce?
Right.
That's what my whole book is about. It's about projecting. The book is titled I Hate My Wife. I should have brought a copy of it.
You
it says
should have.
I hate my life. And basically what it's about is like dealing with unresolved issues and how we project those into our spouse. And how, because we don't deal with those unresolved issues, we say, yo, it's their fault. They're the reason why this. And the reality is, no, you ain't never dealt with those issues, and they're seeping through your relationship. And now it's impacting every aspect of your relationship. So it's just basically helping men identify those areas so that they can see how to deal with that stuff.
Okay. I feel it. Now I want to read it. You should do an audio book.
You know what? Huh?
You got one of those?
What, audio book? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get it up there.
It's easy. Go get you a quality mic, or go book a studio session. Read your book into the mic. You good. You don't got to rap on beat. You don't got to do none of that shit.
I did it with one of my books, but I never published everything. So I'm definitely going to go through it with this one because I feel like this is a very impactful. Because it ain't just for divorced men. It's just in general. Like, you read this book. If you have an issue where you constantly, not even just romantic relationship, your friendships, your family, and you seeing these patterns of, man, everybody betraying me, everybody doing this, and then you got to step back and say, okay, what part of me is either allowing that or what part of me is playing a role in those things happening to me? So that's really what the book is about.
Because it might not be all of you, but something you're doing, you're contributing to, you're pouring into is a reason why this is happening. So you need to take a step back.
In my book, like I said, the book is about how we project our unresolved issues onto our spouses and how that plays a role into the breakdown of that relationship. And it's not just this hypothetical book, it's something that I have to walk through. You know, in the beginning, when I first filed for divorce, there was a lot of components that played a role in me filing divorce. You know, the whole us always arguing. There was also the infidelity component, you know, on both of our ends. And I remember being at work one day and I get a text message from her just like, yeah, I got a new man, this and that, blah, 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 this and that. Yeah, talking crazy or whatever. And I mean, I'm assuming that it was supposed to be like this thing to make me jealous to straighten up my act or whatever.
Right.
And, you know, I went and filed divorce. Well, fast forward 5 years later, she's marrying the person that she was cheating on me with. Now, I have to come to grips with that. And I'm not bitter about it, but it's the reality of my situation. Like, this person is now in the life of my children. The person that played a role in the demise of my marriage is now involved with my children. I had to go to therapy for that. Again, not because of my wife, but because of my parenting. Like, how do I parent that as a father? You know, how do I teach my kids that, hey, you don't cheat on your spouse and you don't mess with somebody that's married. You don't, like, how do I parent that or whatever? How do I teach that without shaming their mom for the decisions that she made or whatever? So, like, it was just a rocky place to navigate. And I had to go to therapy and get help on how do I do that without coming off as, oh man, you bitter, or man, you throwing shots, or oh man, you doing this. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, they see from the outside looking in, but they don't know the details of what was going on behind closed doors and the backstory of a lot of this stuff.
Listening to other people, like when they come to you with their perspective of something that they have a disagreement with somebody else, you really do need to get the other person's perspective. Because a lot of people just always they want to be right, or their perspective is the right perspective.
Yeah, niggas be lying.
Or she tripping or he tripping, and it's just like, y'all both could be tripping right now, and y'all just don't see that. And
y'all just angry on two different sides of tripping.
That is a tough conversation to have with your kids, though. I don't fucking know how I would have did have that conversation, because like, she did cheat on me. She cheated on me with your new stepdad, and it's not good to cheat. So it's like, how do I say this in the most like neutral way? I don't know how the fuck you do that.
I don't want to say better question, but I have a question that I feel like, you know, a lot of people need answered, or at least men need answered. How do you find your therapist?
How do I find my?
How did you find your therapist?
For me, how I found my therapist. So with my job, they have this EAP program where the employee, I forgot what it stands for, but basically they help them, their employees with different resources, discounted different things. So one of the services that they had was they supply us with therapy. We get 5 free sessions of therapy. So when I go to sign up for everything, they give me a whole list of therapists in the area. And like, you can literally filter it out to whether you want a black therapist, a white therapist, a therapist that deals with sex, a therapist that deals with family, a therapist that, like, you can filter it out. So I just filter it out to my preference, and then I would go. I've had situations where I would sit in with a therapist, and to me, the therapist was whack. And a lot of people stop therapy after that when they don't realize, you can go get another therapist, right? Like, it's like you try one until you find one that works for you. And that's what I did, you know, and I found the way that I found mine was actually the therapist that I got from my kids. So, you know, I saw her work with my kids, and, you know, you couldn't tell that my kids were products of divorced parents. And a lot of that has to do with me taking them to therapy. But I saw how she worked with my kids. I said, you know what, let me try her with me. And I mean, it's worked.
Yeah.
So that's how I found my therapist. Side note, I don't know if it's illegal, but the way that I helped some of my friends was that the stipulations was that if they live in a household with you, they can use the service. Right. So I would just tell my friends, hey, just come here. They're going to call, tell them you live with me, this and that. Now you got free therapy or whatever.
Yeah.
The reason why I do that is because I really hate when people tell people, man, you need to go to therapy. And they don't have something to give them or a direction to point them. Like it's almost like a condescending thing to tell people you need to go to therapist. Well, you gonna help me get there? Like it ain't you like. That's
how I've been taking it this whole time.
For you having that question just proves the point that therapy ain't easy to just get access to. You know, you gotta know who to call and everything, and it's expensive if you ain't got insurance. So I don't know if it's illegal. You know, I probably, lose my privilege to be able to do that. But I would rather my friends, when I tell my friends you need therapy, I tell them, hey, man, I can help you get therapy. Let's set this up, get you some sessions going. 5 therapy sessions can set you on the path to like starting to, heal. Them 5 sessions run out, you might have to run it back, wait a year because it's a whole year, and then you go back. But,
that's cool. But even if you space out them 5 sessions, let's just say you go to therapy once a season. You know what I'm saying? That next year, you got it right back.
Yeah.
I could have helped you figure this out, right?
Gee, I think I asked you, didn't I? Yeah, this should have been. I tried like 4 different therapists, bro. Like, nah, bro, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I'll get you together.
A psychiatrist and flaked on me. I'm like, all right, I'm cool. I'll just be a lunatic my life. I'm cool.
But that's a part of the process. You might have somebody discourage you that is supposed to help you. Yeah. I just had a friend of the podcast. She texted me and said, do I know any psychiatrists? Because her psychiatrist is flaking on her right now. She's not responding to her messages.
There we go. I finally, this isn't just a me problem.
Fuck
these psychiatrists.
It might happen to you, but that doesn't mean nobody give a fuck about my mental health anymore. She did it. She did it.
That's a big part of the mental health thing because we think it is just happening to us.
Yeah.
When the reality, this is across the board. I tell a lot of, because I used to be a teacher. I would tell like a lot of my students like, you 18, they have, man, mama tripping, daddy tripping. Every 18-year-old, is going through what you dealing with right now to some extent. So it ain't just you. So get out of your head that it's just you. Yeah. Let's walk through this and figure this out. And that's what, as adults, man, we just got to understand that like, I'm not the only one going through this and it ain't just happening to me. And going to therapy will help you understand that and give you the resources and practical tools you can use on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, because that's where I've been at for the longest. Fuck therapy. I figure it out.
I thought you said you would start your intake. Like,
another year. Another year. Okay. Another fuck therapy moment.
Okay, we're gonna get you together, man.
Another why am I doing this again?
We'll get you together. My issue is when people when you do say, hey, you probably should go to therapy, and they list all the reasons for why they can't do it. But when you have a separate conversation that has nothing to do with that, and it's like, oh yeah, let's go do it. Like weed, buying weed is expensive. No matter how you want to flip it, if you pay for if you pay $35 to $25 on a 3.5, and you pay for that once a week, that's $100 and plus.
That's your problem right there. Right? Buying about a 3.5.
Because a lot of niggas, they
I feel you. Yeah. So I figured that shit out quick, nigga. Me and 5 of my friends are buying 3.5s. Why don't me and 5 of my friends go in on it? The keep
and it's just like when I flip it on you and say, hey, the weed's not helping you, but therapy might. Maybe you could try that, and let's hold off on the weed for 2 months and use that 2 months of $100+ that you spend on weed. And just do one session. Like, and it's just like they don't even require themselves to try to consider therapy.
It's an ego thing because which mental health is becoming a fad now. It's the thing to do, and a lot of people
easy to grift.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, like you were saying. People just use it as clickbait. Oh man, I'm going to therapy, and they don't really be going to therapy or whatever. But a lot of people view therapy as something must be wrong with me. And in society, if we're viewing it like, man, if people find out that something's wrong with me. I ain't gonna be invited in certain spaces, or people gonna talk to me a certain way, or people. It's really an ego thing, and you really have to like humble yourself and be like, hey, something ain't right. I got to get it fixed. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that because I saw this the other day and I thought it was great. He said a lot of times people think that they're broken and they need to be fixed when the reality is that they're hurt and they just need to heal. And that just changed my perspective of like, yeah, when you view yourself as broken, you know, you think that something is wrong with you versus if you hurt, you're hurt. You know what I'm saying? You just need to heal. You know what I'm saying? If I stump my toe or scrape my leg, just give me a Band-Aid. I put the right stuff on it and it'll eventually heal. And that's how we should look at therapy versus we're broken and we need to be fixed.
Yeah, I had spoke on this in a past episode where I said healing it's a myth to be 100% healed.
Yeah.
Because when you look at just your own body, if you have this scar here,
it's never going away.
It's never going to be 100%. So why do you not take the physical and correlate that to the mental and emotional?
Yep.
You're going to always probably have that reoccurring moment that brings you back to being divorced. If you see a smiling couple kissing, like, damn.
When I make spaghetti, this was one of the things when I first went through my divorce.
Oh, we're sharing weird triggers? We're sharing weird triggers? Let's do this.
I was in my house and I was making some baked spaghetti. And I'm good. I ain't thinking about my ex. I'm healed in that sense or whatever. And I'm making this baked spaghetti. And the thought was like, man, my ex taught me how to make this.
Yeah.
It happens. That don't mean that like something's wrong with you. Just it's part of the human experience. Yeah. Things happen to us and things remind us of those things. And sometimes those things still hurt. That don't mean that you ain't over it. Like it just, I had surgery on my ankle. Every now and then, this is almost a year now. Every now and again, my ankle gets sore. Yeah. It don't mean it ain't healed. Just it's just part of it now. It's part of me now. Yeah. You know, I got to learn how to walk with that pain. So
sometimes I like to face my triggers in the face. Yeah. Face my triggers in the face. Face them head on. Y'all get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I know that it's these cucumber wax melt things, right? And if I smell them, it sends me off. I smell them every time. Okay. Every time I go to Walmart, I just have to see. I'm like, am I really over? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. But that first time, I'm like, oh hell no!
I hate this bitch.
Love staring my triggers in the face.
I recently just did that. I dated an ex and we both was musicians at the time, inspired with music, and I felt like I was really good with writing music, and I didn't view myself as that good of a singer, and she thought she could blow. So I used to write a lot for my people, and then she would take stuff from me that I didn't use or she asked for it. So she took this one hook that I never was going to use, and turns out later we broke up or whatever. That's her biggest, most popular song on all streaming platforms. that hook, right? And it was always an issue with her supporting me with my music, but I'm always a fucking groupie for her shit, you know? And so now I'll go listen to that song just to keep the streams going. Keep the streams going because it is her best song. But outside of that, I did that recently where I just went to go listen to that song. I'm like, damn, this really is a good song.
Yep, I could listen to Drake Scorpion now. Couldn't at first. Non-stop, hell no, turn that shit off. Yeah.
Okay.
This a really not a nope.
Now we got some hot topics to touch on.
Yeah, what happened this week? What I miss out on?
So the social media, they was responding to some comedians that had reacted to not being on Complex's funniest people on the internet list, or some of the people that were reacting to just their ranking. So
Desi Banks was too high.
Yeah, facts.
Like for him to even say something, bro, like he had one of them spots where it's like everybody in this bitch know you shouldn't be right there. You even know you shouldn't be right there.
Okay, wait, where
you
is
just
he?
shouldn't complain
Is he
about
above
it.
Vince?
Yeah.
I think he was like 7, right?
He's above Vince?
Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it?
He's above 85 South.
Wow.
Yeah, he's above.
Who created this list?
Complex.
He above.
Desi Banks is 8.
Hey, listen, I support people doing their thing. I think it's amazing that Desi is killing it. But man, I don't find him funny at all.
Yeah,
and that's cool, and that's 100% cool. But you got one of them seatings where it's like, bro, don't complain about it.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So
don't complain.
Drewski is number 1 on the list.
I can live with that.
We're gonna start from the top. Drewski is number 1 on this funniest on the internet. That is very important context.
On the internet.
On the internet.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
I think Drewski is hilarious. I can live with that.
Yeah. I agree with this number 1 slot. Drewski is so fucking funny to me. he is my favorite.
Hey, did you
Anything
see
that he drops.
the thing with him and
that?
Kevin Hart and Kai?
Yeah.
He's like, Bron said nigga.
Yeah.
No, that killed me.
Yeah. And it's just you put him in the room with Kai and Kevin, he hold his own. I think he was the funniest. Kevin Hart might have been a little funny, but he was the funniest.
Yeah.
And Drew and Kai was trying so hard to keep up.
That was in the room with my uncle's moment for Kai. That was not we couldn't compete with him.
And it's just like he be playing into stereotypes that we talk about on the pod, and he's mocking you niggas. Like he's
a typical New Yorker.
Yeah.
Typical New Yorker.
So second was this nigga who I don't know,
That
but I be seeing him
check,
with Drake a
that
lot.
OVO check clear.
Yeah.
That OVO check clear for this shit.
Then the Don. I've never laughed at anything he's ever posted.
He number 2?
He's number two.
That's
that OVO check really.
That OVO check
the
clear.
fact that you got to think about, man, what was he in? Like,
yeah.
And he number 2?
He
That's
just be in
crazy.
skits with Drake and shit that I've seen.
Literally.
What?
What's happening?
She's asking who are the
Oh.
number 3. They should be number 2. Like those dudes are hilarious.
They're funny.
That's the anime dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Them niggas
Yeah.
funny as hell.
Yeah.
Mark Phillips and RDC World. You never seen him, Shania?
Oh, I have. The dude with the I'm sorry, the dude in the black bomber. Yes.
Mark. That's Mark.
I've been
What
watching
was
him since
the
Vine
regular
days.
niggas tournament?
They've been doing it for a long
Oh
time.
yeah.
Trey Rags is 4.
This the only one they got right.
Yeah.
This the only one they got right.
I think he too high. Sorry.
You think
That's
he's
I
right.
think he's too high.
Nah, he hilarious to
I think
me.
he's too high.
He got a certain humor that is like it's funny, but then at the same time, like nigga, what you doing? You should be
He
serious.
risk it. He risk it
That
all.
shit be funny to me. I'm mad my guy, who's the guy that's always doing the school teacher stuff?
School teacher.
It's a black dude. He always doing like old school millennial stuff.
Yeah, he's
Like
not on. I know what
POV,
you're
you
talking
just
about.
got home from. You know exactly.
He's
what
like
I'm
always
talking
acting
about.
like he's a
bigger
principal.
dude.
Is he like light skinned?
A little like he like
I
yo.
think I know
He be doing the
about.
principal thing.
Yeah,
I know you're
his
talking about.
most
Yeah.
famous one is he was a principal.
think I
Yeah,
know.
that joint was
Bob,
funny
yeah.
because I was a teacher and he used to. I was like, principals do be like that.
Yeah, Buddy definitely should have been on this.
I think
This dude,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Theo Vaughn is funny.
Yeah,
He's funny.
Yeah. I think Funny Marco should replace Trey Rags. I personally just think
That's
Funny
fair.
Marco.
okay, yeah.
That's fair. I don't agree, but that's fair.
Yeah, Desi. This nigga should be on the list.
Who is that?
He's the black Karen on TikTok. He makes videos as if he's a Karen.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Nah.
Yeah, he be like, you got to come back through the line.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
He's way too high for me. And then
that's
Desi's
that guy, Desi. I celebrate people who killing it, doing their thing. 8 ain't it.
I'm cool with him being on the list. I don't care where he is on the list. He just shouldn't complain about his season.
Yeah.
Somebody was snubbed. Skinbone is not on this list.
Skinbone's
Skinbone.
not on this list.
Yeah, he's not on there.
Skinbone
Skinbone
and
should be on
Desi
that
Banks
list.
about the same type of funny to me.
I'm taking Skinbone over Desi
Me
Banks.
too.
I'll say Skinbone
He's
over.
way
Skinbone
more
over Desi
talented
Banks every day.
than Desi
Yeah.
Banks.
Like I don't think it's a whole landslide. I think
Yeah.
you could swap them, but yeah.
I think it's a landslide
Yeah.
for me
No,
personally.
Skillbone got too much.
Desi is more
time on his hands.
professional with his content. His content is more professional, but Skinbone stuff is more organic.
yeah, Skinbone, you can tell he just nigga turn the phone on. We having fun.
But he does think about it
Right.
and plan it out
That
before
lets you know he funny just off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a funny ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he one of them.
Now I'm gonna just skim through the rest
He
of this
commented
shit.
on one of my things before. It was
Now
funny.
85 South. How y'all feel about the
85 South should have been at the in between
Top
the 1
5.
to 5. Why is
Top
y'all
5.
playing?
Yeah, that should have been top 5. 85 South too low.
I don't think
You don't think they funny? What?
Yeah, funny moments.
You don't think
but
Carlos funny?
I don't think they funny like
I think
that.
Chico Beat is the funniest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the
Out
man
of
in
the
the red, he
three,
probably the funniest one.
I'm over DC Young Fly's comedy. He ain't funny to me
that's
anymore.
fair.
I feel like they like the in person. Like if we was at the crib and we just
Yeah.
talk, like
Yeah.
it'd be hilarious stories.
Yeah.
That's what I feel about them.
Yeah.
I think DC and Chico is enough to like get them a higher ranking.
And then it's
I don't
3 of
really.
them.
I don't find Carlos funny, but it's more the you're funny because I can relate to you funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're
yeah.
not doing something funny. It's
Yeah.
I relate to you and that's funny how you're telling it to me.
They can be higher, but it's like I think he's funnier
he's
than
funny.
this.
Yeah.
He's
Lou
funny. That's
Young
fair.
should be higher than this. He should be Lou Young should be above Desi Banks.
Anybody who can do like facial mannerisms with their comedy, like you got it, bro.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna just skip past her because Zoe Spencer. She shouldn't be on this list.
Who
Phantom,
check clear for her?
Phantom. I don't think any of these streaming niggas should be on this list.
Nah.
I don't think.
I don't think Phantom up there.
What did he
think
do that's funny?
They're not funny. They don't really intend to be funny. They just do shit.
That is
Stupid
my
shit.
boy. This is my boy.
Yes.
He's
Number
hilarious.
15 is Lou Ratchet.
That one with
They got your man.
when he like when you get in heaven. That joint was funny.
It's like, yo, your mom's? Where your mom's at?
All right. This is the last one I'm gonna slide on. Cameron and Mace, number 16.
I think they funny because they be laughing at each other jokes, and that be making me laugh.
And they relatable.
And Cam don't he would not care if Mace is actually mad. He'll keep going with his answer.
Yeah.
I think Mace is the funniest out of the two. He just does things unintentionally and it just be fucking funny.
Is what's the name on that list? Old dude that be doing the skits about his baby mama. He be just popping up at her house. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Oh, he's not on there.
Yeah, him. He ain't on this list.
Nah,
Nope, he not.
he ain't
Oh,
on
they
this
tripping.
list. Gilly and Wallow have passed their time. They're not.
Yeah, they ain't $1 million worth of game been fell off to me.
Yeah. All right, we done with this list. Now,
They should make their own list.
Yeah.
We need a ranking now.
yeah. Now, how do we feel about responding to feel like you were slighted? Because Desi Banks responded. He said, "Man, this shit just made me want to work harder. Maybe y'all niggas really don't think I'm doing enough."
He was mad because he was number 8.
Yeah.
You ranked too high in the first place.
Number 1. You ranked like for me. I would just be like, all right, cool, I'm on the list. Even if I feel like it's, I'm not, the fact that I'm on the list, people gonna talk about it. I'm cool with it.
Exactly.
Especially if my core people know I'm funny. If my core people think I'm funny, I'm cool with that. My
That's
core
what Lou
people,
Ratchet
yeah.
did.
You know
Lou
what I'm
Ratchet
saying?
was like, hey, I'm good to be here. I'm cool. Desi should have had the same thing. Weird ass. No, I'm playing.
When people,
Playing, bro.
when people feel slighted, even in, like when they're being honored, that speaks more to an insecurity that they have, because that's probably what he's dealing with. I ain't about to be no therapist for Desi.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel it, because if you really look at the grand scheme of the whole list, they Complex only chose 16 people. It's thousands, thousands,
Internet.
so many of y'all.
Yeah.
They chose 16 of y'all. Granted, it's a complex website, whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But bro, you're one of, what is it, 16, 20?
20.
Whatever the fuck they chose.
Yeah.
You really don't got nothing to complain about. Be humble.
And then it's just like,
You know
now
what I'm
you're
saying?
leaving it up for us to compare you right
Yeah.
now.
And-
Because we wasn't going to talk about the fucking list as much. We was going to say, congratulations, Drewski, and then move on. That was
This
it.
person should have been higher. We good.
Now they gonna hit you with he ain't really that funny.
Yeah, like now you got to see a bunch of these comments.
Unless you got something coming and you want people to talk about you, you'll pull a move like that.
All right.
Maybe Desi got a movie coming in the fall.
Now
With
move on
Master
to
P.
this.
He give me Master P movie vibes.
Ezel gonna be in that motherfucker. Niggas gonna try to be scammers or something. We gotta sell 10,000 cell phones in 24 hours, or the plug's gonna kill us. Master P ass movie.
Horrible plot.
This next topic went viral because R&B singer Vito, he went viral for what's that noise? He went viral for a wedding that he married his longtime girlfriend. I think they was together for like 13 years before they got married.
Mm-hmm.
They got married and their wedding went viral on just TikTok and whatever. So
But why did it go viral? It was super big.
It was very
and-
pretty. It was
okay.
they was lit. And so he did an interview and he talked about getting married.
That's Young Jock, right? That's next to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't finna say something.
You said
I heard him.
if she's a good mom, she's a good wife.
Yep. I think that she's.
You believe that?
I do. Absolutely.
What? Absolutely. I think that if she's
this is not to take
but
any
it wasn't no
shade.
practice.
if she's a
that
fit,
she couldn't try it on a niece or a nephew.
no, because let me tell you something. You get married.
A dog.
When she do that divorce, half's gone.
Well, what I'm saying is just because she's a good mother, I see some great mothers and they were horrible wives.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I think that if her things,
I'm serious.
Let's just look back in time.
Things are great mothers.
If her things are in line as a mother, her morals and things like that, I can see that. This is somebody I can be with forever. The way you treat your children and the relationship you have with your children, I feel like you could be a great asset to me as a wife. That's just my personal opinion.
Is that what you felt like?
Because
everybody is different because of their upbringing. Is there something that you can relate that to in your upbringing as, I really want to make sure that this factor, because everybody has their list of things that they're looking for in their person.
I've seen it with these friends, my father, like she wasn't a good mom and didn't turn out to be a good wife. So I'm like, I'm a wait.
So let me say this way. So you said you wanted to wait for her to have the kid before you made her the wife because you want to make sure she was a good mother to the kids,
absolutely,
which would equal her being a good wife.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, I'm a lot of kids and 2 wives later. And brother, it sounds crazy. But I love you for it.
It do sound crazy.
I understand. Because I can't say nothing about it, right?
Right.
But it sound a little different when you say, I want to have a kid with her first to see if she's good enough to be my wife. After it sounds like you put
backwards.
All right.
That's Young Jock is making sense. That's how you know you're wrong, bro.
That should be headlines.
I guarantee he made that opinion up right before that interview.
He's like, man, I'm finna come in here and say some wild shit.
But that's how a lot of niggas think, though. You ain't never
No.
Unfortunately,
stupid niggas.
He's the prime example of somebody who will go on Facebook tomorrow if he got a divorce and was like, men only loved if they got money. Ain't no such thing as unconditional love. It was like, dog.
The idea that I'm gonna wait to see if she a good mom to be a good wife is wild to me. Simply because, nigga, what if she ain't a good mom? Like you know what I'm saying? Like if anything, I would rather you be a good wife before a good mom because at least you set an example for my kids. Mm-hmm. Like he have a baby girl and she a terrible wife. You letting your kids see this is how you gonna be a wife. You be horrible. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I feel it, but a woman ain't gonna ever love a man more or equally like she'll love her child. No. Like never. You will never get that shit.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to get with a chick who already had kids?
You can assess that. So man,
we don't gotta conceive. I don't gotta be with you when you carry it. I can damn near meet you when the kid grown.
So when I say a lot of men think this way, it's because of just how stuff has played off. We have more kids than marriages.
Yeah.
And obviously it's going to work that way. You can have multiple fucking kids. But it's just like a lot of people have kids before they get married.
Yeah.
They don't get married before the kids, or they never ever fucking marry the person they have kids
with.
Married. So it's like you gotta is this in their head, or is this you just trying to make this up because you know you're finna go to this interview and you know you ain't marry your girl until 13 years later.
Yeah, he gotta say
y'all
something.
didn't get pregnant before having come on now, that's some bullshit.
You tried to justify
you're
not finna be my girlfriend for 13 years, bro.
Yeah.
I bet he probably told her, man, I just want to see,
like,
if you was a good mom, you know what I'm saying? You did that. Nah. Come on, man. Just
13.
It took you 13 years,
bro. Like,
I'm sorry, that's really scary if you think about it because I always heard never let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband.
No, you heard never let your husband.
I 100% listen.
Hold on, because she's quoting me, and I need to own this. Okay,
no, I'm not quoting you.
You are quoting me, and I said never let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife. Now, the niggas that went, maybe niggas, or you heard it from somebody else and flipped it. That was me.
Lord Jesus.
I just gotta go there.
I live by this saying, if you're not married, you single. Mm-hmm. And what that means is somebody can be dating somebody. And I don't believe, I don't agree with cheating. Yeah. But in the same instance, I'm not about, if it's somebody that I like and they with somebody and I have interest. Who said I couldn't be the thing that they need the most? And we end up being a great couple together. Now, if you married, don't be out there wiggling and diggling. Yeah. But if it ain't no hey, the next phase of us is marriage. If y'all just dating and y'all, have at it. The gym is open.
Yeah.
But 13 years though.
13 years
13 years is
exactly.
crazy.
Like you had me held up so you could make a decision. Are you dumb? There's no way.
We don't know her side, but she went through the 13 years. So
like we just gonna get married at some point just cause. It's like, nigga, we on year goddamn 6, bro.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
I knew when I saw them shades, he was full of BS.
Yo, let me take a look at these shit.
Look at them shades. Them 2007 shades.
Them Soulja Boy ass shades.
Those goddamn
That cracked that Soulja Boy.
yeah. I'm mad we even
That
talked
one
about
right
this
there.
now. What the fuck?
and he be making some great ass music too. Like he make music that's about loving women. Like he make music like that.
This is why you shouldn't think that musicians, athletes, all these people that does very creative things are great role models
Yeah.
to
You
set
should not
examples.
let them advocate for you. They shouldn't advocate for you either. Soon as a motherfucker say, man, I heard insert recording artist, rapper, artist, whatever, say, I check out. I'm like, you probably finna tell me some shit somebody that didn't graduate from high school told you, bro. Like,
It's only
get
one
the fuck
artist
out my face.
that I actually do believe is his music. And if he's not like this, then I would be hurt because I found him when I was younger. Eric Bellinger. He makes a lot of music about his wife or just about love and women and whatever, building the family, like actually doing the whole family unit shit. Mm-hmm. And he is living that life, what it seems like.
Okay, just stay in the mystique.
You know? So
Stay in
as
the
long as
mystique.
that pop out, I'm going to be so devastated.
Make that conscious decision to stay in the mystique of your artist.
What y'all think? Or how long you think it should take for a person to find out they want to marry a person? What y'all think them require? Like, what do you assess about a person to find out if they like marriage material?
No, like some people know within a month. Some people know within like that first year. But I mean, I don't know. I always know I wanted to marry the person that I'm with. We're not making any actions toward it, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I feel like it's up to you and them, or the timing, or whatever's happening between y'all.
Yeah.
I think it's
only because of, go on.
I think it's hard to put a time on it.
Yeah.
So I try not to do those things. But if the actions isn't leading towards building a family, then I'm gonna like give up because I know that that's what I want. So if we're been together for 2 years, but we're not making anything to show that we're building a partnership, then I need to discuss that and say that, and then I'm gonna see how you operate after that. But if it's still not showing that you're moving as if we're a partnership or getting to that point, then we gotta get up out of here.
Yeah, I don't think it's really no time because like weddings costs, getting married costs, coming together like that shit costs. So I would know if I want you in my life for a very long time within like that first week or two. Yeah. But getting to the actual marriage of the wedding shit, that's all on our life type shit.
Yeah.
Cause Sade performing at my wedding and she want like $60,000 to bring her band and do like a whole set.
You gotta get some Jewish friends.
You know what I'm saying? So this ain't finna be no, we've been dating for a year. Let's get married, nigga. I don't got
I'm not getting married after a year.
Yeah,
I don't think. Nah.
I don't think a time limit should like, because I've seen people. I mean, I've seen both spectrums, but I've seen people who meet in like 6 or 7 months, get married, and they've been married 25, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think it's more so about being that I'm a person that got divorced. I can tell you what not to do or how not to gauge it.
Yeah.
Just because you like them and just because they cute. You know what I'm saying? The sex is good. You definitely. I know a lot of people that got some great sex that they ain't worth marrying.
Yeah.
You know, so you just gotta have your standards, your values, and gauge it from there.
Yeah.
I know for me right now, for me to get married, it has to be somebody that speaks to my spirituality, that I feel closer to God when I'm, talking with them, when I'm around them. They have their own life outside of me, to where it's not like we got to be together to make, have a good time or whatever. Like you can do your thing and you don't need me to add to your happiness. Like you bring, Will Smith said, even though people don't like him and Jada, he said, man, somebody discovering their happiness on their own, I discover my happiness, and then we come together and share our happiness. Yep. I agree with that, and then just somebody look at who they around. Like, look at their families. People don't do this.
No.
Pay attention to their families, their upbringing, like how they act when their sister don't come to their birthday party. How they act when they don't get their way, when you tell them no. Those are the things that you pay attention to, because those are the things that you're going to have to live with. Yep. If I paid attention to those things, I definitely wouldn't have got married. So, no shade, but just saying, you know.
Yeah, no. A lot of people don't pay to a shit when they dating people. They don't fucking process anything. They just think that that's normal. The mama and the sister keep fucking fighting every Tuesday. That's no, it shouldn't be happening. So now,
I mean, yeah, you asked the right person. That shit kind of normal. Your mom fight her sister on Tuesdays too. Mine does too.
Yeah.
Every family reunion ends in a shootout. Mine does too.
I am in that time, like in that mind frame to want to get married. And I think what really speaks to my heart is the person just genuinely just caring about me and my feelings. Yeah. And when that happens, and they sometimes when they lead with that really touches me. Like say, like I just fucked up my eye. I had a chemical burn in my right eye, and it was my girl's birthday, and we was gonna go to dinner, and as soon as she saw that I fucked up my eye, rushing to the ER. Everybody go home. We don't give a fuck. Now I definitely could have went to the ER myself, and I was feeling guilty, like, I fucked up your birthday. Da 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 da. It's just like no, she didn't make me feel any type of way of doing that, and that's her a lot of times, like. Anytime. It's just always what is the best thing for you and I. What do we want to do instead of what everybody else want us to do? Whatever. And so that's just one of the things I really fucking care about. It's us, you know. Yeah. It's us. Type shit.
I know. Hey, so who proposes?
Either or, whoever wants to. Whoever wants to.
I know one thing.
Do y'all do it at the same time? You know.
I want to ask y'all this question. Do y'all think that LGBT just homosexual relationships shouldn't be compared to heterosexual relationships in any way? Or are there things that you can see that can intersect? And I can take that from you all's relationship, and I think that I should do this in my relationship.
I think at the end of the day, we are all human beings and we all have human experiences. Whether I agree with the lifestyle or not, you can't deny. So in the Bible, a lot of people read the Bible, and in the Bible, there are times where the Apostle Paul quotes philosophers from that time period. Mm-hmm. Those philosophers weren't necessarily Christian or believers, but they made good points. So I can take something that's working or something that's good from something. I don't necessarily have to agree with everything or whatever or support it. But if this is good, we can use it, you know? And I think a lot of people just want to shut things down because, I don't agree with that person. Mm-hmm. But this person has got some great things that you actually can use it and it makes sense. Mm-hmm. So I'm more of a person of like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it don't work.
Yeah, that's the intelligent way. It's like we're not leading with, I'm learning from a gay person. I'm just learning from a person who treats his gay person right.
Yeah.
And he might suck his dick. Sorry. I couldn't resist. Okay.
We're gonna move on to some Father Day stuff.
It might be a bottom.
This episode will drop after Father.
Shout out all my bottom niggas.
Wow. Father's Day will have passed when this episode drops. So I wanted to give us a little light to Father's Day, and let's play a little game.
Man, do I got any Father's Day stories I want to share?
And Father's Day stories?
Yeah, man. Streets really fuck with me and my dad's stories for some weird reason.
Okay. You a dad? You a dad?
I'm like, fuck no.
No, his dad.
No, me and, like, cause,
I was about to say, Jonesy dropping babies on people and
shit. Hell no. Apparently, I got, like, alcoholic dad. My brother was telling me. He was like, yeah, you ain't get drug addicted, dad. You got alcoholic dad. I'm like, everything makes sense now. That's what he thought. Gee, we in this motherfucker watching a Western movie. Because my grandpa is like, I think he was a cowboy. I personally do. It ain't no trace of that. People tell me he wasn't. I full-heartedly believe that man was a cowboy. But anyway, his whole shit was cowboy movies and shit. So me and my pops in there, every time I'm with him by myself, some weird shit happens. Not weird like that. It's just always some shit that never happens again type weird. So we in here watching some country shit. No, we wasn't watching a country movie. We was watching a fucking Vikings movie. Now I remember, bro. Because we watching Vikings movie and shit.
Okay.
And he's like, Dig, because my family nickname Digger. He's like, Dig, we Vikings. Like, the fuck that mean? He's like, yeah, we Vikings, rah, rah, rah. I'm like, all right, that's cool. He go to the refrigerator, pulls a raw onion out, whole onion out, peels it, and he puts it in the pan. 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 He puts it He was like, "We Vikings," and he bites it. And he hands it to me. And he's like, "Come on, we Vikings." And I'm like, "All right, bro, you ain't led me astray yet."
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know about this one, bro. So I just take a smidget of a bite. I'm like, yeah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
And that was the start of our whole, yeah.
How old were you?
I didn't start kindergarten yet. I do know that.
Okay. I thought this happened like last week.
No.
Last week would be crazy.
No. We didn't have some times, bro.
His ass right thought that shit tastes like why.
Bro, when I tell y'all he like bit through this fucking
Like
onion.
an apple?
Like he like it wasn't no one of them
He had
like
a Shrek moment.
Gee, it wasn't one of them I'm playing crazy for my kid bite. It's nigga, I do this shit.
Yeah.
Like you finna do this too.
Yeah. Okay.
Used to make me try to sing like David Ruffin, all types of wild shit.
Oh boy. All right. So we're gonna play Who You Got. But we're playing the TV Dad edition.
Man, where y'all
Okay.
got my nigga Charles, man?
So we're going to rank some of the greatest TV dads of all time and choose our favorite. Who we think was the best dad out of all the
You got
dads.
Cosby up there?
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I ain't want to send a suggestion. I'm like, T ain't gonna put this up there, but I'm gonna send them anyway.
I couldn't do it. So
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna start off like this.
this is a randomized first. Was it first round? A randomized first round. So I didn't just choose the niggas I want us to go up against.
It ain't nobody better than my nigga Charles, bro.
Okay,
The best TV dad ever.
We gonna get to it.
My nigga Charles.
So let's start bottom right. We got Carl Winslow and we got Danny Tanner.
I'm going with Carl Winslow off jump.
Man, I'm going with my nigga Danny, bro. Fuck the feds.
Danny Tanner.
Fuck 12. Fuck 12.
Why Danny?
Cause fuck 12.
Right.
It's just really that simple, bro.
Y'all didn't see the episode when he had to set what's I can't even remember his son's name. What's his name from Family Matters?
Eddie.
Eddie, when he had to set Eddie straight because Eddie was trying to be a cop.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I remember it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like,
12.
Yeah, man, he was a good dad.
That's
He
where
was
I'm
a good
coming
dad.
from,
He
bro.
was a good dad.
He had some
great dad.
He had some wholesome daughters. You
He
know,
owned his house. We fuck with all that.
First of all,
Fuck 12 though.
He just forgot about his one daughter. Let's start.
yeah, that kind of discredit. Yeah, yeah,
He
Danny.
just let Urkel come in and harass Laura every day.
fucking day. Danny Tanner, bro. He had like how many girls? Like three?
3.
The twins.
Single father, no mom.
Mama
No,
died.
it was the twins, the middle one, and DJ.
Yeah, the middle one and then the oldest girl.
Yeah.
So I mean that's four daughters.
Four
You're a
women.
single dad. Okay,
Your
your buddies
brother
are
in the
helping
crib.
you do this.
Your homies, you got
And,
good
like,
good
yeah,
homies
like, you
around
got
your
a good
daughters.
standing. I feel like Danny Tanner
He
takes
brought,
that.
he brought his
yeah.
whole community together
Yeah, okay.
to serve
He had
his
a whole
kids.
village,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Fuck 12.
everything about the kids.
Okay, I'll go.
Carl
Come on
Winslow
now.
co-workers beat people that look like you.
We need to see
That's all
Carl
I'm saying.
Winslow's body cam.
I know, man. Show us the body footage,
We
bro.
need to see what he was doing at work first. All right, so Danny Tanner advances.
Damn, man.
Okay, we gonna come over here to the bottom left. George Jefferson and Bernie Mac.
Mac.
Bernie. Give me Bernie.
Y'all crazy.
Yeah.
Give me Bernie,
it's
man.
tough.
It's tough. Come on now.
All he
Easy.
had was Lionel, right? I mean, that was his son name, right? Lionel.
Yeah.
That's all George had.
Bernie Mac had many moments where he was a poor father.
Okay, hold
He
on,
was
because break it down
problematic.
real quick. Bernie Mac was definitely not very educated on being a daddy,
Yes.
but he never really had kids.
Exactly. He stepped up.
He stepped up. He the ultimate stepdaddy.
But
He
his
wasn't the
crackhead ass
stepdad.
He's a step
He was
uncle.
the dad that stepped up.
Okay.
I think Bernie needs to advance.
Give me
George
Bernie.
Jefferson literally came from the bottom with his family, and he hustled and grind to bring his family on up. What do you mean?
Bernie Mac took on his crackhead sister kids.
George Jefferson is the American dream for the black man.
That's him as a man. Not what are the father qualities.
And he did what he's supposed to do as a leader of his household.
Because he was supposed to. Bernie
Man.
Mac ain't have to take them
So,
kids
his
in.
maid-
don't get me
his
wrong.
maid used to hold
So
him.
did Bernie. Bernie did the. Well, he
Bernie
did
ain't
as
have to take them kids
But he also
in.
learned how to adapt for them kids because them kids was crazy. Like,
Okay.
They
He
was crack
crazy.
babies.
He
They
was crazy too.
They was crack
Bernie Mac
babies.
was crazy too. This is a hard one. I'm sorry.
Give me Bernie.
Since majority rules, what you got, Jay? Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Birdie.
Okay.
Let's go.
Birdie back in Fancies.
Then that next round gonna get hard.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. Go to this top left.
Man, Charles.
Walter White.
Walter.
Charles.
Walter.
No.
Walter.
No.
Walter.
No.
Walter.
No.
Walter had a disabled son.
No. No, bro. No. Y'all not doing this. We not doing this. I've been thinking about this since last night. Charles is going.
I got a question.
What's up?
So, because I haven't watched the show.
Okay.
Oh, let me enlighten you.
Okay. But I know of it based on social media.
Right.
Yeah.
Was Charles all throughout that series, was he always that character? Like, into the stuff that he was into, was he always that character?
Okay, let me give you the breakdown. Because it's like that question is trying to put Charles in this monolithic box, and he's not that. Okay, so like his fathership or fatherhood is a huge spectrum.
Yeah.
All right, he was a businessman.
Yeah.
He also worked.
Yeah.
He raised two black richest cocaine dealers in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, the greatest entrepreneurs ever. He was
not the greatest entrepreneur ever.
Yeah, I mean, they up there.
But not him.
But I'm saying they needed him. They needed Charles because without Charles, they wouldn't have never got there. If Charles wasn't broke in the hood, they would have never sold drugs. So they would have never made it there. If Charles would have gave them a good foot in life, them niggas would have went to be like fucking bankers or realtors or something,
That's
bro.
not.
Let me tell you my perspective of Charles.
We ain't even get to this. We ain't even scratch the surface yet.
Cause you ain't even get to the bad part.
What bad did he do?
Charles was a broke ass aspiring musician that he couldn't, I guess, get a job in dirty ass Detroit, Michigan, right? So he had to figure it out.
He got laid off.
We're real impoverished in their neighborhood.
He got laid off.
His wife worked at Wendy's, and he worked as
He got laid off.
He got laid off.
He got laid off
so
from
he started
Ford.
a car service business with his son that he was trying to keep out the streets. He was doing good, and then life started getting real hard between the marriage as far as finances. She was tired of being so fucking broke, and he just couldn't help their situation with working harder. So he then wasn't receiving stuff in his relationship with his wife, and he went out to go find it somewhere else with the church people because they were very much in the church, very much religious. She's trying to rehabilitate and repair their relationship with the pastor. Let's go to the pastor, do therapy. And he
The pastor Snoop Dogg, by the way.
He is falling to the temptation of these church girls in the damn church trying to get some coochie, and he failed and he got the coochie.
Because they see that he's a strong black man.
Yeah, then he started sneaking and going to places that his sons were at, like strip clubs and shit with the girls.
To protect them.
And so now the sons know that he out here creeping on the mama, and now they keeping it within themselves, and they love their mama.
A band of brothers.
Find out that he a dirty dog ass nigga, and she want to separate, and he like, well, this is my house. I'm gonna sleep on the couch.
What type of example you setting for your child?
Okay, hold on, because that story is twisted. Okay, first of all, it's completely twisted around. Okay, so you can't blame Charles for being lusted after, for being such a great man, for raising two great kids and running his own business after getting laid off. Imagine if you get laid off and you go, shit, nigga, I finna go buy a limo. Because he had to go buy the limo, so he got bread. You know what I'm saying? The house here, so he got the house. He dealing with somebody. Well, she work at Wendy's, bro. Like, why is he even dealing with this? She work at Wendy's, bro. You don't even got to deal with this, but he's still dealing with Wendy's chick and whatever. But besides all that, you know what I'm saying? His kids grow up, move out the crib. He goes to Atlanta with them. The mom didn't go because she ain't shit. So he goes to Atlanta with them, follows them to a rap convention because he knows how dangerous they could be. His sons could be in danger at a rap convention. They got all this money. They could die. The father is going to go with them. The father ends up throwing hands for his kids, protecting them. Where's mom at? Flipping fucking burgers. So anyway, Charles is down there protecting his children. He gets a house in their name so their children can set up shop and distribute their drugs throughout the country, while the fucking mom's trying to be the general manager of Wendy's.
So the kids knew.
Pay the bills.
The kids knew that the daddy was creeping around on the mama.
The sons did.
How long? They knew this for a while though.
Yeah, it was a good little minute.
How long? Did they reveal it to the mama?
Did they?
No, they ain't had
She
to.
found out on her own.
You teaching your kids to lie to their mama?
Well, they drug dealers, so it's like they don't
He
really got
taught
much
them.
morals either.
That's still a moral. Like your mama though, like I couldn't. Yeah, man. Nah, man. Walter, man. He was a teacher. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have to live that life. He stepped into that life.
He chose the life.
He chose the
Bro,
life
for his
for
family. And he lost himself in it.
Yeah.
His family lineage goes back to 400 years of being up. Of being up.
That is true. That is true.
You had 400. My nigga
That
Charles
is true.
had about 60.
Yeah, that is
He
true.
had 400.
That's a good point. That's a good
In
point.
60 years, his kids ran up $100 million.
Walter didn't need to do that.
He didn't.
He did not.
And his son was crippled.
His son was crippled, but he definitely needed to go create a great formula of meth. He didn't need to do that.
The greatest formula of meth that we may ever hear about in TV history.
Because his family fucked up the lineage. That's his fault.
All right. We
And he ain't even,
gotta
he
choose
white
somebody.
in America. I'll fight y'all, bro.
Okay, majority.
I done already fought you before. God damn it.
Majority rules, nigga. You got
No,
Charles.
bro. Charles is going,
Who you
bro.
got?
I'm going with Walter simply because
That is
I
insane.
only know Breaking Bad.
Jay, who you got?
I'm going with Walter because I hated his family and how they treated him.
Okay.
He's dying from cancer. He out here making the world
Yeah.
shake.
Look at that. He died from cancer, bro. Charles ain't died from cancer.
Wait, wasn't his brother-in-law his
biggest op?
Yeah, his biggest op was his brother-in-law.
Charles ain't had no ops. Because he was pure.
He ain't had no ops because he was the op.
No, he was pure.
Pure as some pussy. That's what he was.
He was pure. He was.
It's a scene. If you ever go to watch it, this man had this lady that kept trying to throw coochie on him. Come touch his back. And he...
Hey, no, he saw them kids pull up in the business like, man, I ain't hungry no more.
He hated his kids because they was out here making money and he was trying to do it the right way.
And then, Men's Mental Health Month, later on down the line, they squash their beef because, that's what good fathers do.
Wait, the daddy was hating on them?
Yeah, he was hated bad.
He was hating on his sons?
Yeah, bad.
Crack was new, man. Imagine if your kid, goddamn, is new. Your son go, I'm going to sell crack this week. Next week, he pull up in the S500.
I'm sorry.
Well, shit.
You got Shania.
Walter needs to advance. See,
Walter
Charles has done too much.
Rules. I'm sorry, Joe.
Walter can take that with his top
I have an
hat.
inside vendetta for all of you.
All right, let's do this top right.
Uncle Phil.
Uncle
we
Phil,
don't even have to.
Okay.
We don't have to do this.
All right. Okay.
George Lopez.
First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Do you hear me? It's
Yeah.
always him.
Uncle Phil was soiled too.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
He was
Fuck that
he was
nigga.
the police.
He was judge. He was a judge.
Judge.
He was a judge.
Judge. Yeah.
The best judge. Okay.
All right.
Can this round be if they was to fight each other, who will win?
Hey, you want to know who threw hands on here though? Charles.
Oh, Walter.
Charles the one that actually threw hands on here.
Charles killed some niggas, right?
Okay, but Walter also killed niggas.
Yeah, Walter,
and blew
yeah.
up trailers and shit. Like,
He's white.
but he
they're
knows,
supposed
he knows
to.
chemistry.
He's white.
He can make a body
so he don't even
disappear.
gotta touch none of these niggas. He's just gonna create something. Atomic bomb.
It sound good.
Okay, so who we got? Walter or Bernie Mac? Who we got?
Walter.
All right.
Yeah, Walter.
Are we
Goddamn
going
it.
to judge this based on the product of children, like the quality of kid that come out of their parenting,
Bernie
or
just had to raise crackheads. He didn't have to make the crack. So at the end of the day, Bernie needs to advance, if we being honest.
Y'all out here didn't said a white father is better than a black one during Men's Mental Health Month and Father's Day weekend. Like, this is fucking insane.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Bernie.
Yeah, give me Bernie.
I'm gonna go with Bernie because he was funny.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Bernie because he black.
Bernie ain't as intelligent as Walter. Sorry.
yeah.
I like smart people. Uncle Phil.
So why was Walter?
Hey,
selling
Uncle
meth
Phil
and
was
not
about
here
that
with me?
life.
I'm
He was
going.
so smart.
I just think Uncle Phil is probably gonna win this.
Yeah.
We can call it now, but
He was
Fuck that. Nah, bro. Danny, bro. What the fuck?
Danny did do some impressive shit with his household.
I mean, but
Uncle
to
Phil
his
dumb,
point,
dumb as fuck.
Danny had 400 years of being up, so it don't matter. The house was gonna be nice no matter what.
Nah,
In
fuck-
San Diego,
Uncle Phil.
or
Uncle
was it
Phil
San
had dumb
Francisco?
kids.
Uncle Phil went through school. He did what he was supposed to do.
And he was part of the movement.
Yeah.
Very much so part of the movie.
And he took on motherfuckers that wasn't his kids.
And then he turned his back on niggas in the hood. Y'all seen that episode when they went back to them apartments? Hell yeah. Fake ass niggas.
Cause everybody can't go.
No, fuck that. You down
Everybody
with the
can't
move
go.
until you came up. Then you hell yeah, you shaking hands with Donald Trump.
Hey,
man,
listen,
fuck Uncle Phil.
He switched wives and ain't nobody say nothing about it. Ain't nobody say nothing about it.
He went and got a more light skinned wife. Goddamn, he's colorist. He's a
real colorist
He's
in
a
the last couple of
colorist,
seasons.
and he works for the goddamn feds.
And Danny he didn't want too many women.
Yeah, he ain't had no women around his kids like
Bro,
that.
all that shit that popped off in that crib, Danny ain't called 12 not one time, bro. He handled that shit. He like, this my crib.
So you choose the white man.
Yep. Nah. Danny.
Before Juneteenth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Juneteenth is next week, so we doing this?
Yeah, we do. Danny Tanner is the greatest
who
person.
You got, Jay?
I got Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
Uncle
That's
Phil?
insane.
That's majority rules.
That's fine.
Okay.
Kids ending up in
I think
gambling
that was the
halls and
hardest
shit.
round. That was the hardest round.
Remember when Carlton got
getting
shot?
high on fucking ecstasy?
Danny Tanner was a great dad. This was a hard one.
His kids wasn't on drugs like Uncle Phil's, but okay, I feel y'all.
All right, man. Bernie Mac, Uncle Phil, who we got?
Fuck this game.
It's actually
Fuck
tough
this
when you
game.
think about it.
Okay, let's look at it this way. If Uncle Phil had Bernie Mac's kids and Bernie Mac had Uncle Phil's kids, which kids will come out better?
Question.
Uncle Phil would kill himself. Uncle Phil would have he could barely handle Carlton. And Carlton was smart.
I think
That nigga
Uncle
get
Phil
what was
comes
the
out
little
on
boy
top.
named Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan.
Give Uncle Phil Jordan, he gonna have a heart attack.
Well, but
I think
go ahead.
Uncle Phil comes out on top because we are able to see Will to the end, and he becomes a stand-up citizen from the first season. We'll never see it end with Bernie Mac.
I mean, did he though? Because he kind of the show kind of ended with him being a homeless bum.
Yeah, he was living in the projects. Like he just got shot like the year before.
But
Like
that wasn't his. It wasn't like.
and he was fronting like he had something going on. He had nothing going on.
the apartment got robbed and shit. Yeah, bro, we was fucked up when that show ended.
All right.
His daddy just didn't left and then came back. That was towards the end.
Dang.
Man, Danny should be up there. That's all I'm saying.
My twin.
I think it's Bernie Mac because I connect more to Bernie Mac because I feel like that's how my parents was.
I don't know who I would choose because I like your question to put it into that perspective. Damn.
Because Bernie Mac could, you know what I'm saying?
might
he
have
gonna
to go with
lead
Bernie
Will.
Mac.
He can actually mold Will. Will ain't gonna be rebellious towards him because it's familiar.
Cause he had to deal with a comical, like nerdy kid. Will was the cool, popular, feeling himself kid.
Yeah, so him and Bernie go mesh.
Yeah, they gonna mesh. So it's like, would I treated you more like a nephew instead of giving you like a friend instead of treating you like a parent?
I mean, you could do both.
Okay, how do we how have we seen it play out though? When the parent is more on the friend tip than the parent tip with their kids.
Great.
I mean, at that age though, I mean, Will was what technically in the series is what 16 years old coming
Yeah,
there.
I think he was like 16 to like 22 or something.
16 to
23.
22. I think the relationship would evolve. It would have been that parenting aspect at the young age, and as he got older, it would have evolved to the friendship thing. You know, I just think him and Bernie would have went well together.
I don't think Will Smith would have been as upstanding if Bernie Mac was the one that
He would have had hoes.
Yeah,
I mean, he already had hoes. I mean, he would have had hoes and babies.
I mean, all of missing was the not pulling out when he was in field crib.
I wish we would have chose Danny Tanner now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Got him left all my niggas in the trenches.
All right, y'all said Bernie Mac, right?
Bernie Mac ain't even no real TV dad. He ain't even had the kids. Nigga in the finals.
Who y'all chose? Who y'all chose? So, majority rules. Who y'all chose?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Uncle Phil simply because his kids was already his kids when we met them in the show, so he did a good job at raising them already.
I'm going with Uncle Phil just because he's the real father. Okay. God damn it,
Jay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Uncle Phil.
All right, I'm gonna go with Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil won.
He only won because of politics, bro. Charles should have won that one. I don't care what y'all say.
Okay, how much we got?
Nigga was in shootouts with his kids.
All right. Now we got some more father discussions to have. Did y'all see Nick Cannon said that he wanted to do a meet and greet with all his kids? Father's Day?
That's crazy.
I honestly believe he regret going that route of having all them kids. And he probably never say it or whatever, but like the reality of like you created a lot of broken homes. I don't care how much money you got.
He's too committed. He ain't gonna.
He committed.
Go back on.
But I somewhere he like, man, I should have just stayed with Mariah,
or at least just one of them.
Yeah.
Be Mariah, just stay with one of them.
Nah, he said Mariah is his one. He said he fucked up.
Aww, that's cute.
I think like years down the line, it's gonna be like a Nick Cannon series. All his kids teenagers, and they like just airing them out like.
Oh, he gonna make money off all of it.
Oh yeah, he gonna cash in on this shit in a minute. Yeah. Goddamn, what's that ratchet TV shit? Views, goddamn
Zeus.
Yeah.
He already has something with Zeus right now.
Yeah, Zeus gonna pick this up.
Because I can only imagine. I got 3 kids. And I'm actually switching my job because my son told me one day, like, Dad, like, we don't spend enough time together. Like, when I get off work, it's bedtime already. And it's like, so I can only imagine. Right now, you can't see it because his kids are still babies young. But when they get older and they going to require that time, you can't just fly, hey, I'm going to come spend an hour with you and I'm going to fly. Like, that ain't going to, that's going to mess with them.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a lot of stepdaddies, bro.
Yeah.
Like, God damn.
Nick gonna have to start paying stepdaddies. Hey man, look, go be with my baby mama.
Oh God, he now hiring for stepdaddy.
Interviewing.
Not an Indeed post for stepdaddies for my kids. Dr. Umar had ate his ass up in
Oh yeah, he did.
He had said, "Hey man, how you think you named your daughter what, Onyx?"
Yeah.
And you know what Onyx means? You know, cool, yeah, I do. Black, great things. Yeah, but one day she gonna ask you, you know, Dad, you named me Onyx, and it means all of these things, but none of your baby mamas look like what this name even embodies. And Nick Cannon already came out in a past show before he got canceled that one time. He had said on his show, I be fucking on white women to get back at what they did to us. It is just
he said that in public.
Yes,
like,
on YouTube.
That sounds like some
show.
Nick Cannon ass shit though.
Yeah. Cap. So
but
I brought that up. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Because I was gonna say this goes back to say like niggas don't never like white women just to say they like her. Yeah.
Now we ain't gonna put them all in the group with Nick Cannon and say that that's their story, but people tell us who they are. You just gotta believe them. But this whole dad shit, like I just don't know what his plan, what he thought he was doing with this.
Yeah.
I don't even think there was no plan and no thought.
He just went with when somebody said it in the media. But Nick Cannon's gonna have a lot of kids. Man, I should just keep going.
Shit, I'm already at about 4. My BM's a superstar. You know, let me go ahead and just keep doing this.
Okay. So I want to just talk about the idea of Father's Day to wrap up this episode. How does being a father feel to you all? And do you all ever feel like there's not enough things that happen for you all to feel like that validation that you're doing things right? Yeah. Or do you feel like, you know, your personal life, you know, I know I'm doing things the way it should be done, and it's showing in this way?
Nah, I'd say this much. If any father tells you that they have the 100% full confidence that they're doing everything right, that they're a great father, they lying to you.
Okay.
Every father, I don't care how great of a father you are, there's going to always be that moment like, man, I hope I'm doing good. Mm-hmm. Or you should have that. Mm-hmm. I literally had a meeting with one of my pastors like 3 days ago. And it was all about, you know, parenting. Like my kids are entering that teenage or whatever, right? And parenting looks different now. You know what I'm saying? My kids, when they was younger, it was all about fun. Now it's, you know, their personalities are developing. They're having their own thoughts and things like that. Yeah. How to navigate that is tough. You know, going through my divorce. Yeah, my kids went through therapy and they came out well on the outside, but like I have questions at that time like, yo, did I traumatize my kids? Like what type of people are they gonna become when they get older? What moments, because I remember there are moments in my life that I can specifically remember that my dad either said something to me, did something to me, that my dad probably don't even remember that, but it impacted my life. And I asked a question like, what are those moments in my kids' life? So I'm just trying to navigate this thing. So I'm meeting with this guy. He got older kids. He seemed like he got it together with his kids. So I'm saying, hey man, I just need advice, you know? Most of the people my age, I got married young. Most people that's my age, they're just starting to have kids. My kids are almost teenagers now, so I don't have that peer group to like assess parenting with or whatever. So I asked him, man, what should I do? How should I handle this? And he said this to me. He said, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't have an answer. He said, parenting is a day-by-day thing. Emotions change day to day, personalities, all of this. He said, the only thing that you can do is do your best and vocalize that with your kids. Make sure that you're teaching them things that's long lasting, right? And that's my struggle. Struggle is probably not the best word, but those are the thoughts that are in my head. Every day it's like, yo, am I being a good father?
Yeah.
You know, am I making the adjustments to my life to make sure that my kids are good? You know, am I being too selfish? You know, am I wanting too much from my children, or am I putting expectations on them that they shouldn't have? And a lot of parenting is theoretical because you don't know the outcome of what's going to happen. You can have a kid that you in your mind raised right your entire life, and then they turn out to be horrible people. You know, so there's no like cookie cutter, this is the way you're supposed to parent. And for me, those are the thoughts that I have every day about being a father. Like, man, I hope I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
Do I the father?
No, I ain't looking at your ass for that.
I have that same like sentiment. Like, I have this like fear of the future of like, am I teaching her the right things, or if like the things I am teaching her are rubbing off on her for the future? Because it's just like, I don't want her to like go through trauma. I know it's going to happen, but it's like, I just don't want it to happen. So it's like, even like one of the simple things, like when I was a kid, I didn't like for people to bully people. And I didn't like to get bullied. And so I would always stand up for myself. And I want that to be instilled in her. And like, I see it sometimes where she interacts with her cousin where she'll let things slide that I would have never let slide as a kid. And it's like, I be trying to teach her that. And then it's like, I don't want people to take advantage of her. So like, that's like one of my biggest fears. But just day to day is like a day to day thing where I hope that I'm teaching her the right stuff. And that she's taking it in.
I think it's things that we just outright know we shouldn't do. And that's when I get exhausted with listening to people talk about how they are as a parent. So you mean to tell me that you agree that you should have put her on Facebook and had her sit in a corner and you record her? Why you whatever the fuck she did at school, you want to record her, put it on Facebook and humiliate her? Like that right there, you thought was the right thing to do.
Like, you ain't teaching them shit.
Yeah, it's just outright shit that you just shouldn't do. So I just think that you should just try. And we know the stuff that we probably shouldn't fucking do. So don't do that. But all the innocent stuff, like you don't want your kid to get walked over and bullied. You're trying, and it may or may not work, but you're trying, and we just gotta see if it was received well afterwards. Yeah.
So one of the things I really want my children. One of my biggest things when I was a kid, I was insecure. I feared rejection, and I didn't have a voice. Like I was too worried about rubbing people the wrong way or saying something that would make people not like me. And that caused a lot of anxiety for me as a kid, as well as I would even say depression, because I would be silent on things I should have spoke up about or whatever. And like, I try to like teach that to my kids, and I'll be wondering like, man, is this, I think I said it on the last time I was here, like adult conversations, like, is this too much for them, or am I breaking this down on a level that they understand? So with me, I'm very vocal about my relationships and interactions with different people. So if it's a person that's in their life, like a family member that's in their life that don't like me, I tell my children, hey, your auntie, your uncle don't like me or whatever. The reason why I do that is because I want them to watch how I treat them. They've never seen me disrespect or like go crazy on somebody that's behind closed doors talking about me or anything like that. The reason why I want them to see that, understand that, is because y'all got to know how to navigate this when y'all get older. You know what I'm saying? When you have a friend that you thought was your friend and then you find out, I don't want you to have to go through that. Oh, woe is me. My friend is backstabbing me. I want you to be like, okay, this happened. I know how to navigate that. Now, but when I do that, I'm like, is that a good idea to teach my kids, right? Or am I giving them too much information at a young age? So these are the type of things that, I struggle with. I actually had a situation that actually happened 2 days ago. So last week, I told y'all about my ex. She's getting married today or whatever. Last week, I'm driving in my car, and like I said, I'm a spiritual person. I heard something say, apologize to your ex's fiance.
Okay.
I'm like, no, like, I ain't do nothing to this nigga. Like, why am I apologizing to this dude? I heard again, apologize. And my son is in the car there, and I just hear it. And I look over at my son, and I hear it again, apologize. So I say no, drive and go about my day. That next day, that thought came back to my head, apologize. A week go by. Every day that week, I kept hearing this thing in my head. So it finally came down to Friday. I'm driving. So these are the thoughts. My first thought was, no, I'm not apologizing because I didn't do nothing to this dude. Then my next thought was, well, if I apologize, then that's going to validate all the things that they've been talking crazy, saying all this other stuff. Then it's going to make me look like I was the reason why everything was going on. That's my ego, right? So then Friday come, and I'm like, you know what? All right, cool, God. I'm going to do what you say. I don't like it. I'm gonna do it or whatever. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, so how am I supposed to do this? So I don't see this nigga at all. I don't run into him anywhere. I got his number. Should I call him? Should I text him? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm still not doing this. Kid you not. I pull up to this gas station when I get off work, and lo and behold, this dude is at the gas station. So I'm like, okay, God, this is what we doing? All right, cool. So I walk up to the dude, and I said, hey, man, I need to talk to you. I guess he thought I was probably about to try to punch him or something or whatever, because he was on a walker. I don't know why he was on a walker. But
On a walker?
It was random as heck. Like on a push walker. It was random as heck or whatever. So I go up to him. I said, hey, man, I need to talk to you. He's very dismissive, very defensive. Like, man, I ain't trying to talk to you, man. Get out my Facebook. Woozy woo. I'm still talking. Hey, man, I just want to talk to you. I ain't on that. He's still dismissive. I cut him off. I said, hey, man, I just want to apologize to you. I said, man, you about to get married this weekend or whatever. And, whatever it is that I've done, I just want to apologize to you, man. I just feel like, in my heart, this is something God put on my heart to do, was apologize to you. Still dismissive, whatnot. He's like, man, this ain't the time and place or whatever. I'm like, yo, this is the best time. We ain't never ran into each other. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I just wanted to apologize to you. I didn't know my son was in the car. Yeah. My son gets out the car. He said, hey, Dad, can you take me to the gas station, buy something? Take him to the gas station. He looks at me. He said, Dad, I think that was real cool what you did. Apologizing and being a bigger person in that situation, man. And it hit me that God that was speaking to me to apologize to dude, it had nothing to do with that relationship with that dude. It had everything to do with my son seeing what it looks like when a man humbles himself and try to make peace and stuff like that. That's a memory that my son will forever have now. And it's like, those are the moments as a father that you look at like, man, like, this is what you want to leave with your children. You can buy them all the clothes, you can take them to all the places, but what lessons are you teaching your kids? How are they going to interact with people who don't treat them right? How are they going to interact when they hearts get broken? You know what I'm saying? How are they going to date? How are they going to pursue people? Like, those are the things that you want to teach your kids, and a lot of people take those things for granted, and they think, oh, kids ain't paying attention. Kids pay attention to everything. Every single thing. So now I'm very intentional about how I move. Even when it come to dating, my kids ain't never seen me kiss nobody but their mama. You know what I'm saying? My kids ain't never seen no woman in my house like that or whatever. So it's like, those are the type of things that I try to instill into my kids as a father. And I would just hope that these are lessons that they carry with them for the rest of their life.
I think they will. I didn't have that, and I was a very aware child. I didn't speak much, so all I was doing is just listen. And I saw a lot of stuff that I just didn't like going on in my household. And those things were lessons for me to not do it that way, instead of, this is a good example. A lot of shit was, I'm learning what not to fucking do. And now that I'm older and I'm just around people that are older than me, and I just watch how they operate and move, and it's stuff that was not like how I grew up on, I know that if I would have had that stuff, that would have excelled me to be more confident in the decision making that I'm making now that it's my turn to do those things. So I think that you doing what you're supposed to do. I always say that you just always need to just be a good fucking human being around other people. Because if they see you consistently apologizing or humbling yourself or just put yourself in good positions, then they would want to embody that. But if you're just only showing them poverty and famish and just stuff that just is not right, they're gonna think that is what
The
things
way.
are to, or the way the world's supposed to work, until they realize, like, I got my own bread and I got my own money now, and shoes only cost $65. Yeah. I think you're doing well. Yeah.
It's hard though, man, because especially when you're battling the opinions of people, because people can say, man, I don't care about what people think about me, but we do. We human. At some extent, we care about what people think and the perception that people have of us. And in my situation, a lot of the perception is always Tommie's bitter, Tommie's hurt, Tommy still ain't over his marriage, Tommy this and that, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm in situations where it's like, if I want to teach my kids, hey, you don't have a baby before you get married, right? Don't have people that don't move nobody into your house you ain't married to. These are just core values that I have with my children. If I say that out loud, and anybody would agree with that, but because I'm in a situation where their mom didn't follow that pathway, it's like, oh, he's taking shots at his mom. No, if she wouldn't have did that, I still would have these values and these standards. And to each his own. But as a father, I have every right to want to have a certain standard for my children and the way that I raise them. Yeah. And it's like, man, you think about that. Like, I've been silent a lot on a lot of stuff because it's like, man, I don't want this perception that I'm just shooting shots at her, or I'm trying to bash her and things like that. But now I'm at a place where it's like, yo, it is what it is. Yeah. If you didn't do these things, or this wasn't the truth or whatever, you wouldn't, like you said, you know what I'm saying, whatever decision you make, stand on it. If whether the shame, whether it comes with shame or congratulations, you just got to stand on that. And I do that with my life. If somebody was to come out and point out something that I did that was wrong, I'm not gonna get mad at them like, man, you being messy. Nah, I did it. Those are the consequences of it. Perception is what they have now. Yeah. So with my children, it gets hard sometimes, because I'm like, man, I always have to filter how I parent my kids through, okay, what they mama gonna say, what people gonna say, what this or whatever. So I'm learning now, like, at the end of the day, I can't use that filter to raise my kids, especially if I have expectation and a standard, that I really want my kids, because it ain't just her. I did some things, right? I went about things right, and I don't want my kids to have those traits. So like, I'll tell my son, hey man, don't have sex, don't do it until you get married. Those are things I want to have. I would hope that my kids follow through, even though I didn't follow that. I want them to follow, because I know that when you do that, it opens doors to other stuff. And you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how I've been parenting it. Now,
do you have sex now without being married while trying to teach that to your kids?
I haven't had sex in a long time.
Okay.
Now I ain't gonna say I don't be like, but I've intentionally tried as of late to like really control that, mainly because I'm working on discipline and self-control, because my idea is I don't want to have to work on these things when I get married. When I get married, I want to already have that in check, where, if something happened where me and my wife can't have sex, or she going through something, I don't feel the need to, I got to get it from somewhere. Yeah. So if I already got that under control going without sex, that ain't going to be a problem in my marriage. So it's like a lot of the stuff, that I, used to struggle with, they ain't as much as a struggle no more, and I'm just working on that. Yeah. So yeah.
A lot of us grow in households of do as I say and not as I do.
Yeah.
It don't work like that. Yeah. Like, you're not about to be fucking a nigga and telling me to shut up at night, but you also try to teach me not to have sex before I'm married. Yeah. It don't work like that.
It don't make sense. Now, I'll say this. If you are doing that, because I don't want parents to think that if you are doing that, at least if you're teaching that to your kids, you should be telling them, hey, I did this, or I'm doing this, and it's not working out for me, or this is the outcome of that, right? Mm-hmm. This is what you're doing, or whatever. That way you kind of like lay this foundation where, man, you doing this, so I should do it. No, I'm doing it, and I'm telling you, it's problematic, because it's like, now I got to deal with a baby daddy, I got to deal with a baby mama, or now emotions is evolved. Like, if you're doing this stuff, like, it's, for some people it's hard to stop doing stuff that they've been doing. Mm-hmm. So you just have to be honest and open, like, hey man, like, you don't do this. Yeah. Look at use me as an example. Yeah. This lifestyle ain't the lifestyle you want to live, because these are the things that can go wrong. These are the things that I got to deal with because I made this choice. Yeah. So.
Yeah. You got anything to add, Jonesy?
None at all.
Okay, I'm gonna flip it on you.
This ain't my ministry.
Real quick. I'm gonna give you the floor.
What's up?
What are some things that you feel like you're doing as an individual Black man in America, and are there stuff that has given you validation that you're on the right path?
Yeah, that shouldn't have came through. What am I doing? I feel like more of lately I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting. Because like I said, or even like I said when we first started the season, like I do want to get back into therapy. So that whole thing has just been doing a lot of self-reflecting. Like until we get to that point, how have I gotten here? Like how did these relationships start and stop? Why am I still cool over here? Why are we not cool over here? Woo, 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 woo. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Like right now is really reflecting and gearing up to move forward, to make better decisions. So that's where I'm at now.
Okay. The last question I got for this episode is, how do you all feel about the outrage that Father's Day receives and comparing it to how Mother's Day is received by just like the kids and just individuals? Like you go on Facebook on Mother's Day, you go on Facebook on Father's Day. It's a lot of love on Mother's Day. It's a lot of fuck my daddies or
hey, happy Father's Day to my mom, man.
You know,
no. Love your mama. She not a father.
Happy Father's Day to my mom. Man.
So the reason why we gotta stop that is because it just regurgitates a narrative that like men are trash and this and that. And like at the end of the day, no woman can raise a man. Now I ain't saying you ain't a man. Any part of your manhood, I'm gonna assume that there was some other male figure that you gravitated to that you either learned from or whatnot, whether it's an uncle, older brother, granddad, whatever. But like,
yeah, my mom wasn't playing that shit. She wasn't finna raise no mama boys.
Yeah. So this idea and a lot of, and this is why, man, our community, you know, I ain't gonna say it's just our community because white people do it too. That's another thing. We be trying to say like it's all black women, they the reason. But like I done seen some white women do the same stuff that these black women doing and tear down. They might be worse because they got a lot of money behind theirs.
Oh, the next episode, the Patreon episode that's dropping this week is with a fellow black man that was finagled by a white baby mama. So we're gonna get into it.
Yeah. But this whole I remember one year I'm a troll at heart, and so you know you see a lot of Happy Father's Day to me because I'm the daddy and the mama and this and that, and I just start posting. I got put in Facebook jail for a while. I would post the what do you call it, an image of the male anatomy, like unless you have this, you are not a father. So like I just every time I would see somebody comment, I go into their post, yeah, you're not a daddy, you chose a deadbeat, this and that or whatever. People hate that, but I don't know. I'll be trolling. But to that point, man, I don't know if it's ever going to change. I think we should try to make it change to you know what, honestly I do think it's changed. I'm seeing less and less, or if it might just be the algorithm, but I'm seeing less and less of women saying that Happy Father's Day to me and I'm the dad. I see less and less of it now. But yeah, man, a woman can't be a father, and we got to be okay with that and celebrate Father's Day for what it is. Even if your father isn't the best father, or you feel like your baby dad ain't the best baby daddy, that's still the father of your children. On Mother's Day, me and my ex ain't eye to eye, but on Mother's Day, I made, Happy Mother's Day to the children of my mother, simply because I want my children to see at the end of the day, that's still your child's parent. And the way that they view them is completely different from how you view them. To them, that person is the world, and that person is great to them. However that relationship is, I can't paint this picture that your mom is a horrible person. That's their mom. I want them when they get older, they'll look back at this as like, man, every time on Mother's Day, Christmas, her birthday, my dad always gave me money to go get my mom something. My mom ain't never did that for my daddy. You know? My daddy made sure we called our mom and told her happy birthday. My dad made sure that our relationship with my mom was secure. My mom has never done that. Kids see that, and that part will impact them as adults. How they navigate relationships, how they navigate. You know, I tell my kids all the time, hey, if y'all get married or whatever, it goes south, or y'all get in a relationship and y'all break up, you ain't got to bash the person you break up with. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, if you have children with somebody and y'all separate, you don't have to keep them kids from that parent, or you don't have to do all of that stuff. I teach my kids that because they live through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't want to create this cycle of just bitter people. You know what I'm saying? Get some healing, go to therapy. And I mean that in the most loving way. If you don't have therapy, inbox me. I'll set you up with the illegal thing that I've been doing to get people therapy. But no, seriously though, man, it's a lot of unhealed people out there. When I see those type of posts, that's what I see, you know.
Now, it could be contradicting or hypocritical of you to think that way, because you're the same person that says if I post about my ex-wife or I post about my marriage, I'm not posting out of bitter or anything. This is just my reality and something I've been through. So these people on Father's Day, it's a day for them to have to see a bunch of people that love their dad and have good relationships with their fathers share light of that, and I can't share that same sentiment, and I'm upset. And tomorrow I won't be upset because we won't have this today, tomorrow. But just today, it bothers me, and I'm just expressing it.
So that's different from saying, hey, you know, I wasn't privy to have a father in my life, and I wish that's different than saying, man, F my daddy. I hope he burned in hell. I hope he dead. I hope he get hit by a car. Like, that's completely different than like expressing the sentiments of like, man, I wish I could have had a relationship like that. Man, I'm upset that I was robbed from that opportunity. That's completely different than the other extreme.
I mean, it could be the same thing. That's just their verbiage. Because when I say fuck my daddy, it's fuck my daddy. Jay, how you feel, man? Father's Day.
I know, like he said, I've been seeing less of that as the years go on. Like, I remember back in the day, Facebook, it used to be wild. But I don't know if that's just like, all right, we're the fathers now and niggas has stepped up more, or people just like, all right, I done said this 10 years in a row.
Because it's our age.
Man, I'm gonna keep it going. Happy Father's Day to all the goddamn single mothers. God damn it.
But I be feeling the love like on Father's Day, at least the men in my family that I've seen from their kids. Like, if it's just for show, I don't know, but like, it seems like they happy that they had their fathers in their life, or at least he was present, or for the things he's done in the past. Yeah. And I know that's totally different from what I had, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Lives.
Me personally, I think that we should give people that space to not like this holiday. Same as giving people the space to not like Mother's Day. Like, these are all created ideas. They would have never existed if somebody didn't say, let's create this. The person that actually created Mother's Day, she hates that the holiday has became what it became, where it's a bunch of gift giving. It was never about that. It was supposed to be just the kids just say, hey, I appreciate you, Mom. It's then turned into a commercialized just incident, and she was trying to vote to get this shit to be not a holiday.
Not a holiday.
Yeah. And so many people have been conditioned that gift giving is the only way to show that you love somebody or whatever. But if I just simply just wake up on Mother's Day, Father's Day, and I say, hey, Dad, hey, Mom, I love you, that should be enough, personally, you know. But other people feel other ways. I think people should have the space to express and feel sorrow and sadness, because a lot of the world were raised by just their mom. So it is fucking sad that to have a holiday where a majority of us was not raised with a male in the household. So only a 30% of you all, because it's a 60% rate in just the U.S., raised in single parent households. 30 to 40% of you all had a father. 60% did not. So majority of the world did not. You know, that's just my take on it. I don't be upset with people.
What you think if kids actually sat down and like talk to their mamas or why they daddies ain't in their life?
They should do that. They need to do that. The mama need to be honest about the shit, and she needs to tell them why this man wasn't. And it's not just because it wasn't. It's not always just because he didn't want to be. Like, I was doing some shit that like I was holding up in court. Like, it was this one story I saw on TikTok of the dad went broke because he was fighting so hard in court to have visitations and stuff with his kids, and so he went broke and he couldn't finish in court, and they settled and they learned about it and they have issues with
I want to speak to that real quick. So one thing that I learned going through, especially at least in Indiana, and every state is different. A lot of times we think that like, man, the government is against men, and you know the courts is against fathers or whatever. That may be true in some other states to an extent, but I'm only speak to Indiana from my experience. What I realized, at least in Indiana, they're going to do what's best for the kids. And in my situation, so I was married 10 years, always there for my kids or whatever. The thing that I did wrong is when I got a divorce, I moved out. I should have stayed in that house, even though I was filing for the divorce, until that divorce was finalized. Because what ended up happening is my ex goes to the court and she tells them that I abandoned them, I wasn't giving her any money, any support. I wasn't getting the kids. All of that was a lie because I was still getting the kids, still sending money. My first time being divorced, my first time being a baby daddy. I don't know how the court stuff works. So I'm sending money when I send money. I'm buying mattresses, buying clothes, all this other stuff. Not saving the receipts, all that other stuff. So we get to court. They like, she said you abandoned them. So I went from seeing my kids almost every day to only seeing my kids every other weekend and for 4 hours on a Wednesday. And this is because she told them that I abandoned them and that he's not in their life like that. A lot of men will give up from that point or whatever, right? But me, because I love my kids so much, and this doesn't mean that you don't love your kids, it just mean you didn't know. You're ignorant to the fact of how to fight for your kids or whatever. So I went 6 to 8 months. Another thing, make sure you get a lawyer. I didn't have a lawyer when we first got a divorce. It was agreed we weren't getting lawyers. The day that it came down to finalize our divorce, she hired a lawyer. I'm sitting up in that joint looking stupid. The judge is looking at me. Her lawyer got paperwork, got this and that. I'm just sitting there like, man, like, can I see my kids or whatever? So I had to go like 6 months without seeing my kids. I'm paying like almost $600 a month in child support or whatever. But it wasn't until I got a lawyer that we sat down, and COVID saved my life or whatever. I will never regret COVID because I was teaching so I could work from home. The kids ended up being able to be with me. I documented all them days that they was with me and end up eventually getting 50-50. But a lot of times we don't fight. Like if you fight for it, like if you and your mom, your baby mama, your ex-wife have similar financial situations, y'all live around the same area or whatever, if you fight for 50-50 custody, they will give you 50-50 custody.
Yeah.
So when I see fathers who go to court who in similar situations and they don't have custody of their kids, or she keeping me from my kids, bro, you lying. Bro, you lying. You know, if you go to court and they tell you, and that's why I tell a lot of men, because a lot of them don't even go to court. I say, hey, bro, just go hire a lawyer and go to court. The baby mama not even trying to take them to court. You know what I'm saying? They just telling them this is what it's going to be. Right? Take them to court. Do what you got to do. Show that you there. Keep receipts, all this other stuff. Be in your kids' life. Fight for your kids. And I don't care how much it costs. You know, you going to have to. I done been in a situation where I was broke, you know, and my baby mama making fun of me. You broke, you this. Yeah, because I'm paying child support and paying lawyer fees, you know, and maintaining my own bills and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't have to. But you have to accept, like, put your pride down. Be okay with, and you can't spend like that. You can't go all the places, and fight for your kids, man. And when your kids see that, I'll never forget when I finally got like custody of my kids. Us walking up the stairs, my son said, "Dad, I'm just so glad we get to see you more." That's gonna mean so much to your kids. You know, if you really want to be in your kids, like, again, this is Indiana. I don't know what it's like in other states, but man, like, fight for your kids no matter what, man. And it's a uphill battle, man. I still, you know, back when literally telling the only reason why I end up getting custody of my kids was because our oldest daughter, who is my biological daughter, went to the same school as them, and I had to tell the judge, like, hey, my kids go to the same school, so I can drop them off to her so they can go to school or whatever. Because they were saying, well, he can't get them to school, so he shouldn't have custody of the kids. And they were like, yeah, we going to see if he can handle being a parent and all this other stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, yo, I've been a great parent all 10 of these years. Now all of a sudden I'm a horrible parent. I can't take care of my kids. But I had to make sacrifices. I end up getting custody of my kids, and I wouldn't change that for the world. So if you out there and you feel like, man, my baby mama tripping, she keeping me from my kids, bro, fight for them kids the right way. Just quit arguing with her on Facebook. Quit DMing her aunties and her mama. Why your daughter doing? No. Go to that courthouse, pay the fee, get you a lawyer, do it. And I, you know, this may sound like a little trick of the enemy, but do it before she do it. normally, more time, the first person that do it, they got the upper hand because they got the advantage. Yeah. Get that lawyer, go to court, fight for them kids, man. And if you really a father and you ain't trying to get out of child support or get your kids so you don't have to pay child support, that's another thing. Y'all bums is just trying to get out of child support, so you gonna get your kids. You don't really, you get them, you drop them off at their granny or whatever. You just don't want to be. You're not a man. Yeah. Okay. Even though I only pay $11 a month for child support, but but like legit fight for your kids, man. Do what you got to do to be in those kids' life, because your impact, and this ain't no shade to mothers, but like I believe that it's scientifically proven the impact that a father has on a child's life. You look at the numbers, they say that like single father homes have the same success rate, almost the same success rate as married homes, opposed to single women home who the children are more likely to become drug addicts, more likely to end up in prison. And it's like they did a study on that. I don't know exactly what the study is, but
so why are we bringing it up?
Because I mean, I hate niggas. Because they say it.
I hate niggas.
Because they say it again. But this ain't no shade to women. It just speaks to the fact that you are important as a father. Yeah. So don't ever diminish that role or feel like, man, screw it, man. I'll talk to them when they get older. I know you be wanting to do that. I know you really love your kids and you don't want to deal with the baby mama. But at the end of the day, you have to love your children more than you despise your baby mama. Mm-hmm. And that's what I had to learn. And for that, I'm grateful for it because, man, my kids are doing good. And, I get to be in their lives as much as I want to be. So, yeah.
We're gonna do another episode where we talk about these statistics y'all like to throw out.
If you say anything with confidence is believable.
Yes. Oh, I don't know what the study was on. But I swear to God.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 women.
Yeah, so the J
none at all.
Y'all got any gems to get out of this episode?
Ooh, excuse me.
Try to think about it.
Man, self-reflect.
Yeah.
Think about how you ended up in whatever situation you ended up in, even the good ones. Mm-hmm. A lot of niggas only can trace how they ended up in bad spots. Figure out how you ended up meeting that good person you like, or
that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, find the lines that led you to the good shit in your life, and get your library card.
Jay, you got something?
Be a father to your kids. That's all I got. A bigger rank and say, be a father to your kids, young nigga.
Do y'all be following, what's his name? I forgot. Trip, what's his name? Anyway, he said something about this. He said a lot of fathers, we think that presence is enough. Like we said, man, I was there for my kids. Mm-hmm. But you was there doing what? Mm-hmm. Like just getting your kids ain't like... That ain't being a good, like, I think we think being a good father is, I got my kids, I'm buying them stuff. But like, if we remove you and replace you with anybody else, that's just a glorified babysitter, glorified person that just got money and buying. Like, But like, what are you actually fathering in your kids? So when you're there, goes back to what I was saying, teach your kids life lessons. Mm-hmm. Show them the rope, teach them more than just a cool hip hop song. I sound like a granddaddy when I said a hip hop song.
Cool hip hop song. What's the latest cool hip hop song, guys?
But teach them more than basketball, more like teach them about life, man. Like those are the things that really matter, man. One of my biggest fears, and I think he spoke to it, man. Like my biggest fear, and I know I can't protect them from everything, but at some point, my kid's gonna experience heartbreak. Mm-hmm. Somebody gonna break their heart. Somebody might cheat on them. How do I want them to handle those situations? What example am I teaching them to navigate those situations or whatever? Mm-hmm. Those are the things as fathers and as parents in general, you should be teaching your kids.
Yeah. I like that.
What's your gem?
My gem is, one of the things that you should cross off your list when you consider it, if this is a person you want to further date, is to read their resume. Go through their resume. Please. Make that be one of y'all checklist things, because you will quickly learn a lot about them through just their resume.
Like their job resume?
The work resume.
What if they don't have one?
That speaks to a lot already. I didn't know you needed to do this until I worked on someone's resume. A black man's resume. Mm-hmm. It was terrible.
He had a whole bunch of jobs?
No. He didn't have a whole bunch of jobs. The grammatical errors was crazy. The format of the resume was crazy.
You don't think stupid people can find love?
No.
Hey man, let me tell you. Hey man, listen
that's
though.
the issue.
Hey,
That's
listen though. If you ask me to draw my resume up, now it's gonna be written well, like you know what I'm saying. I could read and write, but it's gonna look very interesting. Shout out Claudia, she got me together.
Yeah, and now I'm supposed to have intellectual conversations with this person. If we got an issue, we problem solving something.
Okay.
You don't quite know the words to use, so you mad at me. Bitch, you don't understand me? Actually, I don't. You will learn a lot. Just education is really important. Education is really important, and it shows in other areas of yourself where it's lacking.
I don't count Facebook statuses because, man, my grammar be all messed up on Facebook statuses because auto text. I'll be thinking that, I wrote this out. As soon as I hit send, I feel like all the words just change. Yeah. And I go back and read like that.
Yeah. You was supposed to say home, Jay?
No, because I had like to type something up like for a job that I was applying for, and I was like, Crystal, just read over this.
Yeah.
There was so many errors, and I was like, man, I had you look at this over.
Be embarrassed.
Check those resumes, man.
Shout out my nigga Claudia, because we literally sat side by side, and I'm like, hey, plug this in like this.
Well, that was episode 104. Make sure you join our Patreon. We have a great episode that will be dropped this upcoming Friday. Make sure you go follow the link in all of our bios to complete that, become a member of our Patreon, and get those episodes. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you're on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in, and make sure you leave us a rating. Peace.
Just watch the damn podcast.